Well, welcome in, everybody. Aloha. Good morning from Kauai. One of us, one-third of us is in Kauai. That's me. I'm Woodsy. Excited to be here with you guys. Missed you yesterday. Man, holy cow. We got a lot to get to. Got a lot to get to. How's it sound, first of all? Everything sounding okay?
You sound good.
How about the StreamYards? It looking all right? Weird.
You look good. A little dressed in kind of black for Hawaii, but other than that, well, I think you look fine.
So I remembered that this room, literally, like at the last minute, I went, oh my God, remember how cold the room got? And I had to wear my Oasis long sleeve all week last year. Remember, every show I had the same shirt on because it was freezing. So I planned ahead this year, brought a little hoodie. But yeah, you'll probably see this one most of the week. But as long as everything sounds good and looks good. I know my voice doesn't sound great last night or this morning because I'm exhausted. I mean,
why would you be exhausted after flying all day yesterday and waking up to do a radio show at 3 a.m. your time? There's no reason you should be exhausted. You're on vacation.
I got to tell you. Somebody said I look like a priest. Oh, I like that.
You do? Yeah, actually.
Yeah, good. Father Woods checking in live from.
Peace be with you.
Peace be with you and also with you. I am exhausted. Today was like really. Usually I'm pretty fired up to get out of bed and do the show almost every day. I mean, honestly, like for this job, I like working with you guys over the last few years. 95 out of 100 days, no problem. There's 5 days a year where I'm like, oh my God. Today was one of those days because the temperature in our bedroom was perfect. I was exhausted. My wife had her ass backed right up to me. And I mean, I was laying there, had my hand out. I was like, I go, that's my alarm. I go, that's my alarm. That's my mother jumping alarm. That's my mother jumping alarm I'm hearing right now. And I'm laying there and I go, and it was like, I like nestled into her back. I was like, I just wanted to stay there.
I've been there before.
To stay in bed. I don't want to get up.
Even at 4:15, I know that feeling. You're like, I really need to get up. I can be like 10 minutes behind schedule because I'm really happy right now.
But it was just such a long day. I'm Woodsy, by the way. Paul Randall's our executive producer. Good morning, Paulie.
Aloha. How are you?
Aloha to you. Ben Higgins, your friendly neighborhood sports ankle. Good morning, brother.
Your friendly neighborhood sports ankle? Did you just
I heard
say?
ankle.
Did I say ankle?
I did hear ankle.
I'd like to hear that back because that's actually pretty funny. Ankle. I'm exhausted. I told you, I'm exhausted. I'm so fried. It was a long day here yesterday. It was a travel day, as you know, which is...
Hang on. Here we go.
Paulie's already got it?
Yeah.
Ben Higgins, your friendly neighborhood sports ankle. Good morning, brother. Yes, ankle. Ben Higgins, your friendly neighborhood sports ankle. Good morning, brother. Ankle. Oh, wow.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm Woodsy the chin, and Benny the ankle. Paulie, what are you? You got to come up with you.
Elbow.
Paulie the elbow. Yeah. So we had the early wake up call. Well, let's start where we probably need to start. First of all, anytime you go on a vacation, I think we all can agree, everyone listening, there's a lot that goes on. Did I remember this? And I got to make sure I got this, especially when you're going with little kids. And am I covered at work? Did I do everything I need to do to get going and get out the door? And not, leave a bunch of stuff behind, because guess what, man? When you come back from vacation, all that stuff's going to exist. We've all known that. We've all gone on vacation before. We're three people, and I'd like to think the majority of our audience too. People that say, I'm not just flying out caution. I'm not just throwing caution to the wind. Okay, like I'm going to handle business, get everything done. I even put will be back at this date on my eBay store. Okay, that's how dialed in I thought I was. Yeah, because if somebody buys a card,
you got like 3
they
days
pay
to
for
give
it.
it to them.
Yeah, then they're like, "Where's my card?" I'm like, "I'm literally in Hawaii. I did not bring my shipping gear. I'll get you your card when you're back." So I put the store
priorities, obviously. Yeah,
I thought I had it all dialed in. So the day before I leave, sitting at the computer, and I get. And you guys get this. This is Sunday. Paulie says, hey guys, how is it that live reads are still scheduled when someone's not here. Woodsy has Super Sure and Eco Water tomorrow, which was yesterday. I guess I'll just replay an old one. Ben said 50-50. It was sales or Woods didn't use the Google Calendar.
This has been an issue for literally years.
Yeah. Adam says this. I thought he was on the show tomorrow. He didn't request off. I never alerted sales. This is Sunday. Paul goes, ha, 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 ha. Adam goes, what am I missing? I guess he's traveling tomorrow.
That's when I was like, oh, he's not joking here.
That's when the sweat started to pour.
Oh, my God.
Ben says, correct. Paul says, yes. Adam says, I can't keep everyone's schedule straight. He never requested off. Now, okay, he was in the studio on Friday, that rare Friday that he worked, and brought in our contracts in a burrito. Remember that?
I do.
And I said, hey, remember, I'm traveling this day. We had already texted about the dates that I'm going. He goes, oh, you're taking all that time off? I go, no, you know I'm not taking all that time off. You know I'm not. But my first day is this day. I'm traveling that day. And I said, because of this company's ridiculous vacation policy of whatever you want to do, just go, but not really. It's literally their policy. Take all the time you need, but don't, is the policy. So you tell me how to weasel around that, right? Take as much vacation time as you want, but don't really take vacation.
As long as you do your 4-hour radio show every single day, you can
take your vacation.
Any amount of vacation that you want.
I mean,
it's 40 degrees in here. I'm pouring sweat already.
You guys are not embellishing, by the way.
It's not. This is not. People hear me tell stories like, hey, how accurate was that? I'm like, it's 100% accurate. You go in, hey, I'd like a vacation day. Sure, yeah, as many as you need, but don't take it, though. Just don't go on it. Well, should I submit? No, you don't even have, here, it's laissez-faire. You just do what you want.
Okay, so I'm going to go on this day.
So I'm going to go.
Well, I can't do that.
So I said, Adam, you were in the studio. Ben was in the studio. Paul was in the studio when I told you I'm flying out this day. The first day I'll be on is Tuesday. And he goes, I know. And I said, so what I'm going to do, I don't know how many days I'm going to take off, right? Because I want to do the show a few days, and I'm going to, I'm doing the old hybrid bit. And I said, so what I was going to do was come back and do your dumb submit formally so that you guys can then bang me for the vacation days that don't really even exist because it doesn't matter. Remember, you take as much as you want. Why have a thing at all? And so he's like, oh, well, I didn't know you were traveling. And I'm like, well, how did you think I was going to get there? So this is the day before the vacation. So I'm like, middle of a Sunday afternoon, and I'm just in full panic. I'm just like, what is he? And I text Paul. I go, you were in there. I called Ben even. Ben was like, yeah, I was in there. And I go, he's out of his mind. Why does he do this to me before every vacation? Every single vacation. So I think I got it squared away. I think I know the fix. The fix is next time, don't actually submit for the days off. Put in the calendar the days you'll be leaving, just the calendar, and don't actually submit for the time off until you get back.
Correct.
Right?
I mean, it's a 50-50 here. Adam should have known. We talked about it on last Friday. He listened to the show.
This was like
see you on Tuesday.
We weren't keeping some secret from Adam.
We were very clear you weren't going to be here on Monday. But I don't submitting after the fact, though. The only reason that they want you to put the day off is to know not to schedule your commercials, basically. So that you have to do in advance. So as soon as you booked your flight, you could have just done that one day, and then the day you're coming back. And then afterwards, if you wanted to add a day, you could have done that. So kind of 50-50 on this one. Adam should have known for sure.
Yeah,
but there's no reason not to. There's no reason not to put it. Why don't you just submit every day for the rest of the year, and then you're fine?
Didn't he remind you to grab the gear?
Yes. He reminded me to grab the gear. So then, this is Sunday. I said, I'm off tomorrow. I'm off the 31st and off the 5th. 2 travel days with a 1-day vacation is exactly how I put it. Hoping then,
a little snarky,
but hoping that a normal non-Men in Black alien boss would say, wait. That's all you have with your family is just one day off while you're on your trip? Well, that can't work. Make sure you get, time, like nothing. He's like, sounds good to me. And then started talking about Curtis Mead getting DFA'd earlier this year was the next text that I got from him. Instead of, bro, go have a vacation with your family. Now, Paulie and Ben, might I ask either of you guys, where's Adam right now?
Well, it is a Tuesday. He would be coming in here in about an hour and a half.
Except he's in Boca Raton with his children on vacation, which is the most ironic thing of all time. He's down. I hope, Adam, here's the thing if you're listening. I hope your 3 kids, roughly the same age as mine, are all having a great time with their father. Because my kids are not. My kids have to wait for all this to get done, and then we can, and only then can we go out and have a vacation. So, holy smokes, that's how we started this thing.
I'm sorry, Woods, that you are not sipping a Mai Tai right now on the patio.
Yeah.
Me and you both, dude. Me and you both. But I hope he enjoys his vacation with his children.
Really, he could still be out on the patio sipping Mai Tais. Like,
he blown it out.
He was up at like 2:15. Like, that's not unheard of.
I did not want to get up this morning, boys. I did not. It was so cozy, and the temperature was perfect. This place it's paradise. There's no question about it. We got in. It was a little moist when we got in, and I had the craziest thing happen to me yesterday in the airport and beyond. I'm standing in line in the morning. We get there, early as we do. And Bo and Taylor, I'm hungry. All right, me too. Let's go get a little breakfast. There's a great place here in the airport. They got great breakfast burritos, like really, really good. They don't even taste like airport breakfast burritos. Let's go get one. We'll whack it into thirds, and we'll crush it before our flight. So we're waiting in line, and a guy walks up, and he goes, Woodsy? And I go, yeah. And he goes, hey, man, huge fan. Listen to you guys every day. I've been listening to you since back in the Mikey Show days. I go, that's a long time, dude. Thanks so much. I really appreciate it. Thanks for sticking with me. It's been an interesting, fun run. These are guys. Yep, this is Bo. This is Taylor. What's up, guys? Love your dad, man. He's great. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. It makes you look cool in front of your boys. And he walks away. I go, where are you heading? He goes, I'm going to Kauai, too. And I go, oh, no kidding. Nice, man. Love it over there. Yeah, great. Get up, get on the plane. We sit down in our rows. Hannah and Taylor are two seats in front of us. Bo and I are directly behind them. Mm-hmm. Well, then this guy and his whole family come, and they sit in the same row. So his wife is next to Hannah. He's next to his wife. So they're right there. And he's, hey, look, hey, how you doing, man? Good to see you again. His name's Stuart Gardner. And so Stuart sits down with his family, beautiful family. And we just, get through the flight. We get off, go through, the rigmarole of getting your rental car and everything else. The boys' grandmother's there to pick them up, thank God. So she takes them. And they go. They're going to go back to the house. Hannah and I are going to go to the grocery store, do all the errands. So we go to the grocery store. I'm pushing the cart through right here. Hey, quit following me. And I look up, and it's my guy.
Oh, my God.
It's my guy, Stuart. It's my guy, Stuart.
Come on.
Now, you're out in the middle of
a small island, huh?
It's a small island. Kauai is like the country. And so I'm like, oh, my God, this is funny. So we go out, put the groceries in, we're driving back to the house. It's a beautiful drive. We're driving, having a great time. Pull down our street, and as we are 2 doors away from our house, I look over. Guess who's unloading his car 2 doors down? Stuart.
Oh, no.
He's right there. So I roll the window down right now, and I go, dude, you quit stalking me. And he's dying laughing. And I'm like, we are 2 doors down. So we go in, unpack, and I'm crying. I'm laughing. I'm like, I can't believe this. Get our kids, load up, go down to the beach. His kids, they end up coming down to the beach. They jump in the bay. We jump in the bay. So I said, this is going to be happening all week. I'm going to be hanging out with Stuart, but a really, really nice guy, man. And again, wake up, dude. I could throw a rock and hit his house two houses down. So it was fun. We went to my favorite place to eat dinner maybe in the world. It's called the Dolphin. And the grandparents watched the kids last night. So we go down to the Dolphin, and it's starting to rain a little bit, right?
I saw the forecast that you posted before you left, and there wasn't a single – even partial sun icon for the entire trip. I was a little worried. I know Hawaii, it kind of changes rapidly from hour to hour, but you're going to see some sun, right, at some point?
Yeah, so we got some yesterday. We swam in the bay for a while and did some body surfing. The kids are much stronger swimmers now than they were last year, so it's fun, man. They dive into waves, and the waves aren't big at all, but it was fun. And then we're out in the middle of the water. The rain starts, and so we kind of pulled up shop and went home and got ready for dinner. But it's perfect, man. And even when it rains, it was great. My kids went in the backyard and played wiffle ball in the pouring rain and just had the time of their lives. Like, you couldn't beat it. So we go down to dinner at the Dolphin, and she's like, "Yeah, we're kind of full. I know you don't want to eat outside." I'm like, "No, I don't want to eat outside in the pouring rain. I'm good there." And she goes, "We've got seats in the sushi bar." I go, "Sounds good." You guys, they bring us back to a table, and I'm not kidding. I measured it. The table was 2.5 feet by 2.5 feet, sitting on the same side. So you sit next to each other at a table that is 2.5 feet long. Now I have broad shoulders, and Hannah's like, I don't hope she's not listening. Like, she's broad too. Is that the right word to say?
I don't think you're supposed to call them broads anymore.
No, I'm not calling her broad, but she's not like, I'm not going to say like, I'm not going to.
Dame, maybe? She's a dame?
What is it? No. She's like, I'm also not going to call her wide either. So, like, I don't know really what to say. Thick? No, she's not thick.
Maybe with two C's? I don't know.
Thick with two C's. So we're sitting next to each other, and do 2 rulers and then another half ruler. Okay? And we're sitting at this table. I looked at her and I go, "How are we supposed to eat a meal here?" And she goes, I don't know. And I go, "There's no other chair to pull up." I go, "I can't eat." I go, "Look, I can't even drink water." Like, my hands are like this. And I go, so I'm starting to panic. I'm like, "We can't do this." And she's like, "What should we do?" I go, "There's 2 seats at the bar. Let's go to the bar." So we go to the bar. I'm like, "I'm so sorry. Can we move to the bar?" "No problem." So we sit down, we get our food, and I look over, and there's this older couple, and they sit down they get led to the table we just left. And I go, "Watch this." About 30 seconds in, the lady starts chewing her husband out.
Uh-oh.
And he's giving it the hands, and he's like, and you see him go, stop, fine. Now, I don't know what he was mad at. He was probably, I'd say, 65, 70. His wife looked just like Randy Jones, identical.
Wait.
Yeah.
His wife looked
Yeah.
His wife looked just like Randy Jones.
Yes. If I didn't know better, I would think that Randy is no longer with us. He's in hiding in Hawaii in a wig.
Oh, no. Like Mrs. Doubtfire style?
Yeah, the lefty himself, Randy Jones, number 35. So maybe,
oh my God,
maybe that's why he was mad. Number one, you guys, when I say that she looked like, if I put a 35 jersey on her, you would have been like, "Ooh." Okay. So he was furious, and my sense is that he's been furious for decades.
Did she sound like Randy?
"Hey, I can't be sitting here.
Hello,
you
sweetheart.
Stupid. Let me get a Mai Tai." So
I told you I didn't want to come to this cafe.
it was.
Oh
and I looked at Hannah. And I looked at Hannah, I go, "Oh my God, she looks just like Randy Jones." I mean, she looks just like Randy Jones. And so I'm telling you. I mean, look, I'm trying to be accurate. I want to be accurate. I'm not trying to be mean. The woman looked like Randy Jones.
Oh my God!
If she looked like Kate Beckinsale, I would have said she was just like Kate Beckinsale.
Is she smoking a cigar? I just got this mental image in my head that I can't get out now.
She looked just like him. I mean, just.
I'm picturing
just
boots
like
and a belt buckle on her dungarees,
so they left that table. They moved over to the bar area right next to us.
Oh my God!
I think I know that guy. That's Woodsy from Fantasy Camp. And
Biggest
they sit
P
down.
word I've ever seen.
They sit down at the table. They sit down at the bar, and then she starts bitching about the bar area. So then they move to another table, and I go, they have been to, they've had 3 different seats in this restaurant in the last 4 minutes. It was truly, truly incredible. And then we had the greatest meal, and then I got upcharged by the sushi. Oh no, oh no. Sushi chef upsold me. We're sitting there, and he was an artist. He's sitting right in front of us, and he's whipping this stuff up, and he is crushing it. And he goes, I got a lot of good specials tonight. He goes, do you like A5 Wagyu? And I go, yeah, who doesn't like A5 Wagyu?
This is on you
and
now.
And he goes, man, we just got some in. It's absolutely incredible. Oh, let me make you a couple pieces. I was like, yeah, why not? Bro, they bring it out. They torch it.
Melts in your mouth. It's amazing.
And you put a little wasabi relish on top, a little of the sauce on top. Oh, my God. He gave me 2. I mean, I would eat it for breakfast right now. It was so, so good. I think it was like $40 a piece. I'm not kidding. For like
sounds about right.
Yeah. So we did that. We came home and went to bed and came up and did the show. But I was not expecting to get upsold for A5 sitting at this restaurant, but it was really, really good. So yeah, that's been so far so good on the trip. It's been good, but very tired, and I don't know what to do moving forward as far as like I don't want to make Adam mad, but I also, would like to.
Well, good news is he obviously doesn't listen to our show, so he's not going to hear this.
Clearly not listening at all. But it was wild. It was a wild scene. Wild 24 hours or so to get out here. Flight was easy. Weather will be weather. We have all these things planned. Don't know if we're going to be able to get to them because of some impending weather. But, I mean, I posted something on my Instagram last night, Benny. You guys might have seen it, just the view from the front porch. It's just it's pretty much the perfect place on the planet, so I can't complain too much.
Well, we missed you yesterday. We had a guttural yell without you to start the week after a Padres sweep, and we will talk about all of it coming up. Get Woods' thoughts on the weekend that was for your San Diego Padres. Get a new piece from Kevin Acey. Looks like the Padres are going to be buyers unless they really have a bad week this week against the Rockies and the Giants, according to Union Tribune reporting. So we'll discuss all of it coming up. We'll set the menu for the Tuesday edition of Ben and Woods. We are broadcasting live from our Bill House studios, We Know How, and Kauai, Hawaii, as Woods joins us from his vacation. All on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. We'll be right back.
He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Nothing. Now,
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
Oh, oh, that is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Ben and Woods brought to you by David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Ben and Paulie from our studios in San Diego, California. Woods, very close to his camera from Kauai, Hawaii. Hi.
Sorry about that.
Good morning, Woods.
My God. Sorry.
Before we do anything else, I would like to wish a very happy birthday to Maggie Higgins, who apparently is my sister, I've been told. So, happy birthday, Maggie.
So you didn't forget her birthday, but you just forgot that you had a sister.
But today,
Right.
if I had a sister, today would be her birthday. So, happy birthday, Mags.
Happy birthday,
Also,
Max.
you're
I don't have a sister.
your sports
Yeah, you
card
do.
mentor in your journey onto eBay and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I picked her
that's
brain.
one thing. Yeah, I picked her brain too.
That better be the only thing you're picking.
That begs the question, Ben. Let's say I was single and I went, because your sister's cute. Would you have a problem with me dating your sister?
What if me and Woods were both single? Who would you rather have date your sister?
That's an easy choice.
I think I might have to go with Paulie. I think I might have to go with Paulie there.
I mean, it's a no-brainer.
I've never
dude.
really
It's a
understood that.
no-brainer.
I've never really understood that phenomenon where people are so protective of their siblings when it
What?
comes to dating. Well, I mean, if
What do
you
you
know,
mean?
if you know someone's like a bad guy, but ultimately
Wait, you're kind of
You
outing
don't understand the phenomenon?
You may be outing yourself right now as the worst big brother of all time, but continue.
But
I mean,
you want your siblings to be happy, and that part of that is finding a good person for them to be with. So if you're just like, no, I don't want them dating anybody because no one's good enough for them, then that's not really helping anybody. So yeah, you'd both be absolutely fine, and I would be approving of either of you.
liar. You're an absolute liar. And you're not going to hurt my feelings. I wouldn't want my sister dating me either if it were me. I wouldn't. I would have none of that. Well, at least me from years ago. Now would be a much safer bet, much more stable human
Okay, that's
being.
fair. Now,
Yeah,
yes, maybe 15 years ago, no.
No, dude. I mean, bro, I'm already like, in case it happens for us, and we'll know in the next couple of months, if it's going to happen or not. I'm already training both of my boys, like militaristically training both of my boys to be like, hey, man, basically your only job is to keep guys like me away from your sister. That's it I don't know how much longer I'll be here, but you have the responsibility if I go to really, really strike the fear of God into them. And I don't know that, Ben, I don't know that you struck the fear of God into your ex-brother-in-law.
Well, I always had the opposite problem. Any girl that I wanted to date, their parents were like encouraging, like, you really should date that Ben Higgins. He's such
Yes.
a nice boy.
He's a
That
nice
didn't
boy.
help me at all.
Yeah,
No one wants to date the person their parents want you to
No.
date. That just
No.
torpedoed me.
You stay away
Yes.
from Ben Higgins.
Yes.
He's no good.
Yeah.
And I never
yeah,
had
no,
that.
that's what you want. That's exactly what you want, because that drives them right into your arms. I mean, it's really
He's
it's
from
really
the
a
wrong
no-brainer.
side of Encinitas. You don't want to mess with him.
That's right. I mean, yeah, no brainer, man. But yeah, I got my boys doing push-ups and renegade rows and squats and clean, deadlifts in the backyard, because they're going to have hopefully a little sister to protect, and neither of whom are really interested in one at this point. So we are working through that. Had some conversations about that actually on the plane ride in yesterday, and something hit me on the plane. It was a new realization on the plane. There is nothing that you can give me on a plane that is going to make my plane ride more enjoyable anymore. I've hit the threshold of like, I'm going to enjoy myself on this flight. Does that make sense? Like, I have a great book. Our friend, Tier 1, TJ, who always sends us our bourbon cake, she gave me this book, and it's called The Fort Bragg Cartel. And it's about these military guys that got into some serious issues, drugs and dealing and all kinds of shady stuff. And I read it, and it's gripping. But I could only get through about 10 pages on the plane before I got immensely bored. Then I put on a movie, and I got immensely bored with that. Then I started playing spades on my phone. I got immensely bored with that. Then I went to poker. Got 10 minutes for each. So I've killed 40 minutes at this point. And I look down at the plane flying, and I go, oh, cool, only 6 hours to go. And I got my son there with me. He's watching videos, and he's doing his thing. He's playing games. And I sat there, and I started to get so uncomfortable. I can't sleep on a plane anymore. Not a wink. Not a wink. I can be dog tired, dead tired. I can't sleep on a plane. And I just had to sit there and almost kind of raw dog it, for a while, because there was nothing that held my attention, Ben, and nothing that was interesting for me to do. I was on Twitter a little bit, because I got Wi-Fi, and that was boring. I'm reading baseball, stuff and trade speculation, and I'm like, oh my God, It's really tough. When's the last time you flew? Oregon?
Well, we went to Chicago.
Oh, Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, what did you do on the plane? Like, I were you guys bored out of your mind? I had Paulie to talk to. That was helpful. But I just can't. I can't relax on the plane, and there's nothing for me to do anymore.
Well, I rewatched a movie on the way out. Well, we were sitting in first class on the way out. That makes a huge difference.
Yeah, that
definitely makes the flight go a little faster. A long flight over the ocean, you got nothing to look at. I enjoy looking out the window at the scenery, but when you're flying over the Pacific Ocean, it doesn't change, so you can't really
freaks
do
you
that.
out.
Yeah, hey, we're a long way from anywhere right now. That's not necessarily the best feeling. I guess my question to you would be, if you were at home and you had nothing to do, you wouldn't feel like bored. You'd just be glad that you had nothing to do and you could relax. But you can't do that on an airplane.
Yeah, it's the end. I was so we have a 3-person row, and I was on the window. Bo was in the middle, and then there was this nice lady from New Jersey next to him. Now, she fell asleep, and I had to go pee, and Bo had to go pee. So we had to sit there and wait until she finally gave it like and the minute that she goes, and sat up, I go, oh, excuse us, can we get out and go to the restroom? And she's like, oh yeah, no problem. So
how badly do you have to go before you wake up the person who is sitting on the aisle?
But the look on Bo's face was so pained that I was maybe 5 seconds from being like,
you could have maybe tossed him over her if you.
So I thought
to.
about it.
Yeah.
I thought about trying to lift him over her body and into the aisle. I tried to, but I don't have the upper body strength for that, so I just didn't do it.
He's getting big, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's big and he's long, dude. That's the thing. The dangling legs, like.
Do you just do the cough or something, like maybe kind of wiggle around in your seat a little bit to hope that maybe they wake up?
It got to the point, Paulie, with about an hour and a half to 2 hours left, I was audibly groaning. Like I would move and I'd go, ugh, because I was just, you're sitting there for that long, your ass feels like a pancake and your back hurts, your neck's killing you. I did buy a new neck pillow. It's terrible. I have no idea how to work it. It's just horrible. Horrible. But I've just gotten to that point where it's like, man, if I get on a plane, I think I'm just sitting. I think I'm maybe listening to music. That's the best I got. There was nothing that caught my fancy, man. It was a really hard flight to get through. I took a Xanax on the way just to kind of calm down, and nothing, zero effect. And was just like, whew, all right. And it was just, I think there's the excitement too of where you're going. You're excited to get there is part of it. But
getting there is half the fun, as they say.
Hey, well, and then you land and you get to the house and your kids turn into Kurt Cobain, where it's, here we are now, entertain us, mom and dad, And so, I walk in the door. I'm like, I have 2 suitcases in each arm and I'm lugging them up the stairs. I got the radio gear and I'm like, I'm sweating. and Bo's like, hey, I'm bored. I'm like, I was like,
oh no.
I go, we just got here. And I'm like, go outside. And he's like, well, what are you supposed to do? I'm like, find frogs or catch lizards or something. You're in paradise. Go throw with your brother, something. And he's like, where's my iPad? I'm like, you're not getting on your iPad. Get out of the house. I mean, bro, seriously. It really was. Like, what are we going to do? What do we do now? And I looked at both of them. I go, again, I've been telling you guys all summer, you're on summer vacation. I'm not. This is different. I'm on vacation too. This isn't going to be, Dad is the court jester that watches every move you make. Go out and experience some freedom on your own. I need to relax as well. So that's what it's been so far.
Here's what we got coming up on the program for you today. It should be a fairly relaxed one with no game yesterday, although I do want to get Woods' thoughts on the weekend that was the ever-changing situation as we are now just 6 days away from the Major League Baseball trade deadline. So we'll talk some baseball in the first half of the show, get to an MLB reach around in our 7 o'clock hour. In our 8 o'clock hour, it is a Jesse Agler Incorporator Tuesday. Jesse will join us at 8:35. We will talk Padres baseball, and he will get his Q word for the Incorporator tonight as we make our way through the alphabet. All guests on Ben and Woods appear on the SDCCU fan hotline. It's not big bank banking, it's better. We'll also have our regular features. Don't do this at 7:20. Take on Woods at 8:20. And then our Ryan will report headlines at 9 o'clock. Any thoughts, though, before we move on to something else on the Padres sweep of the Miami Marlins, getting back to 500. Now as we wake up this morning, just a game and a half out of a playoff spot in the National League wild card race and just 3.5 back of the second wild card spot as the Philadelphia Phillies have started to struggle and come back to the pack as well. How much does that change your opinion from, say, I don't know, 5 days ago on what the Padres should be doing here this week?
You know, and the other day you stopped by my house before I left so I could give you some stuff. And we had this conversation in the street, window down, a real live Ben and Wood show in the middle of my street. And Ben said, you know, so what do you think? And I said, I don't know. I just don't know. I said, I'm so encouraged. And frankly, Sunday's game was just one of the best that I've seen all year. I loved it. Like, right? Getting that hit from Manny was so huge.
It
and
felt
then
like one of the biggest hits of the season. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Just at the moment when he hit it, I go, that felt huge.
It felt huge. And then Jackson to come in and get that done, getting to see Mason Miller come in and lock it down. And then you saw the smiles on their face. You saw the reports after the quote. I don't know who said it, but it was, hey, best flight of the year. That's a long-ass flight from Miami, man. And to put those guys away, you know what we finally saw? We finally saw the killer instinct / foot on the throat San Diego Padres that we had all been clamoring for all season long, like wanting a team to go, here's our mission, we're going to complete it, and it's complete, and we did it, and it's exactly what we were supposed to do. And then you turn that road trip, Ben, from a disaster into a 500 road trip, which is, again, all you're really looking for. You do that all year long and play okay at home, you're going to have a really good season. And they did it. And they did exactly what we told them to do. So I was really stoked to see it. I like to see the boys play well. I like to see them win. I don't know how much it's changed for me in the what we need to do at the deadline yet. Not to be completely ridiculous, but I'm going to be. Let's see how this week goes. Just like we said the week before and just like we said the week before that. It's encouraging. There's encouraging signs. But what really still continues to keep me up at night is the guys that they're running out there every fifth day. That's the thing that still keeps me up at night. Knowing in my heart of hearts, probably not going to have a deep run in us with those guys. No offense to them, but probably not going to have a deep run in us with those guys coming out of the bullpen or starting.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people dismissed the last 3 days because the Marlins had lost 12 in a row after the Padres beat them. And you go, well, if you can't beat a team that's on a double-digit game losing streak, then what are we even talking about? But the Marlins showed tons of fight last night, coming from behind with 3 in the ninth to beat a good Philadelphia Phillies team. So it's not like they had given up.
Beat one of the game's best closers.
Yeah, I mean, they beat Duran in the last inning. So it's not like they had given up on the season. And you had some close games. I thought what was important, we talked about it yesterday, was Saturday. You talked about that foot on the throat, adding runs so you didn't have to use Morahone and Miller, which meant you could save them for Sunday when you had a much closer lead to protect, I thought was huge for the weekend. What do you think, though, of the usage of the pitching, especially on Friday and Saturday? They're kind of calling it pitching chaos, something that the Detroit Tigers did in 2024 when they were 5 games under 500 here at the end of July and didn't have enough starting pitching to get through the season. So they just started throwing guys for like 2 or 3 innings and randomly like trotting them out there in different orders. And one guy will start one day, then he'll come in the 7th inning in the next game. And just, it was very
It's like Sunday League. Hey, can you throw a couple today?
It was. It was very unorthodox. A lot of people wrote about it, what A.J. Hinch was doing that year. They called it pitching chaos, and it actually got him, to the division round of the playoffs before it finally faltered and failed them. But Greg Stammen acknowledged this weekend, we're kind of, when Michael King's not starting, we're kind of in pitching chaos mode and just taking our arms, seeing who's available, and then we will throw them out there with the best possible matchups and lanes that we can give them for as long as we can give them, and then go on to the next guy. And that looks like what they're going to be doing here for the foreseeable future, unless AJ really brings in, a frontline starter or two, which I don't think he has the capability of doing, honestly, based on what's available here at the deadline, even if he is trying to buy.
Yeah, I agree, and I totally did not understand it. Had no idea what was going on the other night when I was watching that. Did my thing just cut out?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine, but your picture has gotten all wonky. Why don't we fix it? We got to check traffic. Hold the thought. We will check traffic, come back with Woods' picture, hopefully back intact, coming up next here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 97.3 The Fan Traffic Center, here's your latest traffic update.
Slow trip in National City on the 805 northbound from before Plaza Boulevard to after 47th Avenue. We have a stalled out car in your HOV lane. I'm Abby Curlette, Odyssey San Diego traffic.
This traffic report is brought to you by local veteran-owned Manny Sedano Ford in La Mesa.
Proudly local and veteran-owned, Sedano Ford lets you choose your savings. Get 0% financing on select models with 0 payments for 90 days. Or lease a new F-150 for just $1 down and $459 a month. For more details on these offers, visit SedanoFord.com.
One of the things we talked about yesterday, Woods, as he's trying to get his picture back, I think there he is. Pitching chaos is great when it works like this past weekend. But as soon as you have one game in which a guy gets lit up early, right, it really feels like a house of cards, and everything can fall apart for the next 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
With 2 months left in the season, you just don't feel like you keep doing that, it's going to come back to bite you at some point. So that's my worry about pitching chaos.
Well, I mean, dude, listen to what it's called. It's not pitching guarantee. We're going to use our pitching guarantee system right now, right? And I don't think there's too many teams in Major League Baseball that can be like, I'm going 6, 7 out of my starter, and then I'm going to go to my setup guy. I'm going to go to my 7th inning and 8th inning guy, and then I'm going to go to my closer. It's really lovely when it works out that way. It just doesn't. Now, the only thing I'll say to that, Benny, is I think you would have is proliferation the right word? If that happened, if Canning came in and does what Canning does in a pitching chaos inning and gives up his standard 3 to 4 runs, 2 to 3 by home run, is that a game that you literally just take your foot off the gas and go, okay, tonight's not our night? I mean, do you know by the 4th and 5th inning, don't burn yourself out. If pitching chaos doesn't work, let's not go crazy. Let's not kill trying to crawl back into a game we're down 5 in the 4th. I don't know that that's the right way to do it, but it kind of lends itself to that kind of baseball to set up chaos the next day.
I certainly see what you're saying. When you are fighting for a wild card in such a crowded race, punting on games is not a great strategy at any time. Plus,
doesn't feel great. With
pitching chaos, you kind of need all 13. I mean, they needed Matt Waldron over the weekend. I mean, who are
two big innings, right?
Who are you throwing for the last 5 innings when you've given up on a game? You can't throw a position player until the 9th, so you don't really have the ability to give up on games or throw guys because you need that guy the next day as part of your pitching chaos lineup. This is why that strategy is very dicey, and it's for teams that are desperate and have tried everything else, and now they're down to their last gasp effort, and that is this is what they've come up with, because the traditional starter role, the opener with then the bulk starter, none of it has really worked very well because too many of their guys struggle the third time through the order. Some guys struggle in the first inning. They just don't have an overarching plan that works for them. So they're trying this last thing, and for one weekend, it worked really well against the Miami Marlins. We'll see how it does this week against a couple of other teams that are near the bottom of the pack, but the real test will come starting next week when they have to take on the Arizona Diamondbacks, who are fighting for a playoff spot as well. You have games still against the Yankees and the Rays. You do have good opponents left this season that if you're not sharp and your pitching's not sharp, they will take advantage of your pitching chaos quite easily, I would think.
We were saying yesterday, Woodsy, how much of a difference maker would it be if that 4-game series with the Diamondbacks was this week versus next week? I mean, that so much can swing on that 4-game series, right? Right there. And if you had that heading into the trade deadline, then you know kind of what direction you're going for sure.
Yeah, and I still get the sense based on everything. Gut. It's talking to some people. It is reading everything that I'm reading, is that A.J. Preller is not about to unload a bunch of pieces. I'm pretty confident saying today that he's not going to unload five, six guys from the active roster and three guys in triple and double A. I don't see it happening. I feel someone may get moved, but I also feel that a couple of guys will be added as well. I think he's going to do the hybrid and kind of see what happens. And you can talk yourself into it. The way the offense has been swinging the bat the last month or so, you sit and play the game in your head of, what if we did have two more just decent starters? And then if you get Joe and Nick back, you go into the playoffs in pretty good shape. I got a text yesterday from somebody that's not a corporate paid shill of 97.3 The Fan, somebody we all know very well and respect very well. And this person said, it's amazing to me how many Padres fans don't even want to make the playoffs this year. And I got some really, really good point. And there's a way to do both, to set yourself up for the future and still try to do something.
Said yesterday, the fan base is as divided right now as I've ever seen it. We'll talk about that and Kevin Acey's new piece about, is Ethan Salas actually touchable? That's coming up next year on 97.3 The Fan. Lots of new reporting on the San Diego Padres this morning. Welcome back. It is Ben and Woods on a Tuesday. We'll have Jesse Agler joining us a little bit later at 8:30 this morning. Woods is joining us from Kauai, Hawaii, and you better hope that your picture doesn't cut out again on the StreamYard, because I see the photo that Paulie has ready to stand in for you if we need a voice of Stephen Woods, and it's not one of the good ones from our photo shoot. So you are hereby warned that if your picture drops out again, Paul, you want to give everyone a preview just quickly of what
you'll preview
of what will be the stand-in in case Woods' picture drops out again. That's what we'll be staring at the entire show.
Paulie, that is a picture of a thumb in a blue T-shirt. Is what that is. That is a thumb that got into, just a thumb that got a blue T-shirt and put it on.
There we go.
What that is.
That's we can just leave that up all show. The voice of Stephen Woods.
Can you add something to it to make it look Hawaiian? Like a lei or something. Something Hawaiian to really.
There we go. Now it's a Hawaiian picture.
Much better.
Perfect.
Much better. Get me out of the middle. There you go. All right.
So
can we keep talking baseball?
Yeah, let's talk some baseball. Joel Sherman reporting this morning that the Padres had scouts at every level of the Yankees minor league system this week looking at potential prospects, which would indicate that they are still at least listening on trades for Mason Miller, because that's who the Yankees want. I mean, my buddy's a Yankees fan. That's all Yankees fans have been talking about for the last 2 or 3 weeks. How can we steal Mason Miller from the San Diego Padres? It's like conversation number one in the Bronx right now. But, the reporting from Kevin Acee just yesterday, with the Padres now a game and a half out of a playoff spot, is that A.J. Preller never really wanted to sell, and he probably wasn't going to anyway, and now he's almost definitely not going to, and he's probably going to buy, because this is what he wanted to do from the very start, and the Padres have given him a couple of excuses now by pulling within, a game and a half a playoff spot to do what he always wants to do at the trade deadline, and that is add pieces rather than subtract them.
Benny, is there any scenario that you can see? Hold on. Is there any scenario? Paint it for me, because you're such a master artist. Somebody was in a group chat to me yesterday, said, man, making the playoffs is great, and it's fun when your team makes the playoffs. They'll play, as it stands, not now, they're not even in it, but if they got that last wild card spot, they'll play 2, potentially 3 games at 12 o'clock noon on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right? And not at home. Is there a scenario where you are hosting home playoff games? There are, but you have to get past that first round. There's no chance these guys do anything that gets them a home playoff series, correct?
They would have to pass the Cubs at this point, who are the first wild card team. And right now the Cubs have a fairly significant lead. Not insurmountable, but right now they are, give me a second, they are 7 games ahead of the Padres in the standings.
Okay, yeah.
So you'd have to pass
a pipe dream.
Yeah, you'd have to pass everybody. You're not obviously passing the Dodgers. So the Cubs have the inside track to host the number 2 wild card team. The Padres would likely, if they get to the number 3, would face the 3rd division winner, which at this point looks like it would be the Atlanta Braves. Not the worst matchup. You won the season series. The games you lost were all 1-run games in Atlanta. It's not a bad option if you're going to the playoffs on the road. But again, you can never give it more than a coin flip of advancing to that second round, where you would finally get a couple of home games in a best-of-5 series.
And it kind of put it into perspective for me, because I like watching the playoffs. I think the playoffs are super exciting, and who knows what can happen. Things are random. Guys don't have it. Guys do have it that shouldn't have it. We see it every year. I don't think in my heart of hearts, based on how this team is constructed today, that this team has a deep run in the playoffs in them. That chaos theory only works so long, and you have to have guys that are viable candidates to do it. And right now, I just don't think there's enough bullets in the gun, so to speak. Now, that being said, gun shop's open. You can go out and buy more bullets right now. You can go out and get more bullets where it could be actually interesting, and you could find yourself winning 2 out of 3 games, and then you're on to the next level. But as it stands today, I don't know. I just don't know that it's there. So my gut tells me, this is a team that will add. They will add pieces. And somebody in the chat earlier, I apologize if I don't feel like scrolling up right now. I'm on Hawaii time, so he said, well, who's even out there? Who's even out there? And I thought, well, I didn't think Connolly Early from the Red Sox was going to be available in a trade at all because he's a good, young lefty with a decent ERA. And
on a team that is in the second wild card spot right now.
On a team that's in the second wild card spot. I didn't think he would be available. I didn't. It was a name that I thought it was a joke when they tweeted it out. Now, who knows how that trade's going to play out? He's not going to pitch for a while. And then the guy they traded for him got hit in the hand last night in Curtis Mead, and he's going to be out for a while. So we never know how these things are going to work out. But my point being, I had no idea that guy was available. It's not just your standard, well, we can get Tarek Skubal or we can get, so-and-so and so-and-so on expiring contracts. It gets deeper and goes much deeper than that. And there's prospects and guys that are in rotations that you look at and they go, this guy's got 5 years of control. We could get that guy in here and he could set us up for this season, a little mini run, and then set us up for next season. So if he does something like that, I think, what the best way I saw it put was don't go out and do what you did when you got the G-Man Choi and the Rich Hill. I mean, that was like, that's buying on the margins, but that's the worst margins of all time. You can get exciting players with control without having to give up Mason Miller, in my opinion.
Well, you can get, this year's version of Rich Hill for nothing right now. That would be Jameson Taillon, who just got DFA'd by the Chicago Cubs. Unfortunately,
Lance McCullers. Right.
Unfortunately, Taillon only seems to pitch well against the San Diego Padres, and he won't be facing the Padres if he is on the Padres. I'm not sure if that's an option, but if you're looking for starting pitching, he's one that's out there. I will remind everybody that at this time last year, Mason Miller was unavailable. The A's had been very clear in private conversations, not just publicly, but in private conversations. They told A.J. Preller multiple times, we're not trading him. Not available.
Stop calling.
Stop asking. Stop calling. We're not trading him. And somehow, eventually, A.J. wore them down and traded for Mason Miller. So this is still A.J. Preller we're talking about, so it doesn't really matter necessarily who is and is not available. The problem this year is that there's not that many bullets, as you said, in the chamber. The big one, Ethan Salas. When we talked to A.J. on Friday, I got the distinct impression that A.J. was not planning on trading Ethan Salas at all. He told us he sees a future with the San Diego Padres, a long-term future for Ethan Salas. He's had a phenomenal season. In many ways, a lot of people think that he might be a better prospect again than even Leodalis DeVries. But Kevin Acee in his piece this morning said Ethan Salas, quote, is not considered untouchable in the Padres organization. So
is that something you just I think that could be just chum, right? Like
it's
you just
possible.
want to chum. You do want to chum the waters as much as you can. Because that opens up lines of communication. Hey, everything's on the table, man. We're taking calls. We are open for business. Let's see what you got, And if somebody comes to the table with something absolutely ridiculous, then I think you have to do it. But I think, some of the teams that would want to trade, for an Ethan Salas or him be part of a package, I don't know that that's a team that's in it, right? That's going for it this year. So honestly, man, as a Padre fan, this is the kind of team you like to cover when you're on vacation in Kauai with your family because, you do look at it and go, it's going to be a whirlwind. More than likely, it's going to be a whirlwind. We'll be sitting here a week from today, I do believe, knowing exactly what the roster looks like for the last 50-some-odd games. And it's exciting. It's always exciting out here. But I just don't know, man. I don't know who's out there. I don't know what's available, but I do know that dude will leave no stone unturned as far as trying to get pieces now and pieces for the future. And one thing, Paulie, we were just talking about during the break, I don't really want to trade Mason Miller at all. Like, I love Mason Miller. Who doesn't? How could you not? He's just the greatest. If he got you back some ridiculously generational type haul, of prospects, right? There's no reason you couldn't then flip said prospects to other teams to get their major league ready, controllable arms, guys that aren't in it. And of course,
you traded for Drew Thorpe 2 years ago, and you flipped him immediately for Dylan Cease. I mean,
that's exactly right.
It can be done. I mean,
yeah, it can be done. He does it, as good as, if not better than anybody. But again, it's such a pivotal.
It sucks to even think about it, but there is a world in which you. I hate even saying it, trade Mason Miller, like he's just said, for prospects, but you flip them and you're still getting pieces that help you this year maybe, or certainly for next year. But
is there anybody in our fan base, you guys included, that thinks to themselves, if next Tuesday comes and goes, or next Monday comes and goes, and Mason Miller is a Padre, are there people out there that think, well, that's it, man, we lost our chance, right? Like we all kind of felt that with Snell and Hader, even though we did feel like, man, this team could put it together.
Well, but the difference then was that Snell was going to be a free agent. Yeah, I mean, you could trade, you could still retool and trade Mason Miller in the offseason.
I think we said it yesterday. Like you have to explore. Like it would be reckless to not explore trading guys like Morahone or Ty France. Because you can still survive this season. It would suck. It's a hit, but you're assuming you're getting something good back.
Is a guy that can be traded now. Having a lefty who throws 100 in your bullpen is a serious weapon. And if you want to go deep into the playoffs, he's a guy you absolutely want. But if you're rolling the dice and kind of playing the both sides of it game, he's an expiring contract, going to be a free agent. You have other lefties in your bullpen. They're not as good as Morahone, but they've had good seasons. Yuki Matsui's had a really good season. Wandy's had, a recent struggle, but was really good early. Even Kyle Hart has had his moments. You have other lefties more than most teams do. I know that, when push comes to shove, if the Padres made the playoffs and there was a big left-handed hitter coming up and the season was on the line, you'd want Adrian Morahone in there and not Yuki Matsui or Wandy Peralta in the game. So you'd be taking a big roll of the dice if you traded Adrian Morahone, but you could also get probably a decent prospect or two back for him from another team that needs a lefty more desperately, because a lot of bullpens don't have an Adrian Morahone type.
Yeah, I mean, and again, okay, well, let's reverse that question. Obviously, I know Mason Miller's got years of control, but you're going to get more for him this year than you would in the offseason, or maybe not the offseason, but you're going to get more for him this year than next year's trade deadline and the one after that. This could be, again, I'm seeing it all over Twitter, a generational type haul. If he doesn't do that, are we okay with it? I think I am. But if he does do it, I wouldn't expect the 5 prospects or whatever he gets back. I wouldn't expect those guys to be in the system very long, meaning I think he would probably flip them immediately for the help that he needs for the rest of the season. It would be crazy to get to a playoff game and lament the fact that you don't have Mason Miller closing it out. Do you feel that way about Adrian? Do you feel like, man, we really missed an opportunity here to set us up for the future by not trading Adrian Morahone?
I think your point about getting other prospects and then flipping them does make some sense, because there are a lot of other teams that are going to be offering deals for the same players the Padres are probably targeting, and a lot of them can probably put together better packages than the Padres can offer based on farm system rankings. So if you do that, you may need to increase your trade capital in the minor leagues so you can compete with the other teams that are making similar offers for these players, these limited players that you're going after at the trade deadline.
Can you even come up with a guess on who the Padres might be targeting? I really can't even think of who they are thinking to add to the roster that could, boost their chances at making a run here in the second half.
A lot of the names are pretty ho-hum. Kevin Gossman is a name that's been brought up a few times, but not having a particularly good season. His name gets brought up because the Blue Jays are one of the very few teams that look like they're in clear sell position right now. You could target the Giants, like a Robbie Ray or something like that. But, the Giants aren't just going to give away pitching, they're going to get a lot of offers for it. And if they're interested, you're going to have to come up with something that probably hurts to get a pitcher that you don't even necessarily know is going to be great for you. These guys have been mediocre all season long. They don't just – Ruben's great, but there's no magic button that you get to San Diego and lower your ERA by 1.5 when you get here. So there's no one out there that is some clear guarantee other than Tarek Skubal. And I just don't see the Padres playing, fishing in that pond, swimming in that pool for Tarek Skubal at the trade deadline.
Well, the only pond would be you'd have to flip Miller for prospects to trade those prospects to the Tigers to get. You know what I mean? Like you got to get. You're
for a guy who's going to be gone in 2 months that you're not going to, almost certainly not going to afford. Unless Jose Feliciano and Kwanzaa Jones have said, trade for Tarek Skubal, we will re-sign him. Right. We don't care about salary cap. We'll go $100 million over it. And I have no indication that that's going to happen. That would just be that would be a very short-sighted move reckless move by the San Diego Padres right now.
It would feel very reckless, man. But I mean, again, the Padres need to do what they can do on the field to, help boost everybody's morale or opinion of them right now, and that's go out and again continue. First time we've been able to say that all year. Continue to handle business against an inferior team. In the Colorado Rockies, a team that scares me every year. Couldn't pick the worst team to play right now. Couldn't have picked one, as far as I'm concerned.
I was thinking about it just now. We all assume Tarek Skubal will be a Dodger by this time next week. How many teams, if and when that happens, will that alter other teams' plans? You know what I mean? Even though we all kind of expect it to happen, are you like, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't do this trade now because what are we even playing for at this point?
What are we doing?
And that, by the way, is the ultimate argument for some sort of salary cap. It's not, again, there's plenty of competitive balance, as I've said all along. The league has a Dodgers problem, not a competitive balance problem. But if every other team gives up because they just think Dodgers have Tarek Skubal now, we have no shot, there's no reason that we should even really do anything at the trade deadline. Right. That's a huge problem for Major League Baseball.
I'm playing it forward. Yeah. Like, let's say on Saturday, AJ Preller trades Mason Miller. It's a block, one of the biggest trades, in years, and we're all losing our minds. We're happy with the return, and then 24 hours later, Tarek Skubal goes to the Dodgers. Like, aren't we going? All right, well, there they go. They just locked it up for another 4 years or whatever. Like, if it's a sign and trade kind of a thing. I don't know.
Again, you want to be the best, you have to beat the best. Somebody's going to do it at some point. They will. Somebody's going. They're not going to rip off the next 15 World Series. Right. I promise you, they're not.
No, they're not. You're right.
It's too difficult. But Benny, there are guys out there. Gossman is an interesting name because again, he's not pitched very well this year at all. He's had his moments, though, and Petco Park's a little different, and you're in a race, you're in a run. It's a little different when you're towing the rubber and your team's kind of in it. And I don't know, man. We've seen stranger things have happened than a guy of Kevin Gossman's caliber coming here and pitching well. Like, a lot stranger things have happened. So I don't think he's going to cost you a ton, But, there's names like that are certainly more interesting than a Rich Hill or somebody like that. I just saw Dallas Keuchel signed with the team. Dallas Keuchel, 38 years old. Dallas Keuchel is trying to get back into the big league. So I don't want that. I would like something a little bit better than that. I don't want Lance McCullers, who was just DFA'd by the Brewers after a couple of relief outings.
Former Dallas Keuchel teammate, I would think.
Correct. Back in 1984, I think. And so, yeah, man, there's things they can do. There are guys that are on their chart and in their mind that they've had conversations about that would blow our minds, I'm sure. I would love to know who they are. I don't. I didn't think Connolly Early was a name I would see traded by the Boston Red Sox early in the trade season.
Before we get to Don't Do This, got a giveaway early this morning. If you were listening yesterday, you heard us give away a pair of tickets to see Guns N' Roses at Snapdragon Stadium. We got another pair right now. If you want to be the fourth caller at 833-288-0973, give away the tickets for September 2nd, or you can get your own. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. But call now to win Guns N' Roses tickets, 833-288-0973. When we come back, don't do this. how not to handle it when a squirrel gets on a Major League Baseball diamond. Although we do have some great audio from Jason Benetti that goes along with that story in Detroit yesterday. It's all coming up next, broadcasting live from our Bill House studios. We know how. Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. First, though, a baseball season is a marathon, not a sprint. You win it by staying disciplined over the long haul. Retirement works the same way. A lot can happen over 20 or 30 years. Market swings, inflation, healthcare costs, even unexpected expenses. And without a plan, it's easy to get knocked off course. That's why Trajan Wealth focuses on long-term strategies. TRAJANwealth.com. Their fiduciary advisors help build retirement plans designed to hold up through good seasons and tough ones, based on your goals and your risk tolerance. Their local offices at Liberty Station, Carlsbad, and Escondido, and they understand what it really costs to retire here in San Diego. So if you've been thinking about getting a game plan in place, and you should, now's a good time. Start by calling 1-855-TRAJAN1. That's 1-855-TRAJAN1. Or just go online at TRAJANwealth.com. Trajan Wealth. Plan smarter, dream bigger. Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Actual client, paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Congratulations to Rick, who won the Guns N' Roses tickets. We will give away, I believe, another pair tomorrow. Ben Woods brought to you by David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com, and we'll start DDT, Woods, with a story that seemingly everybody in the NFL is talking about right now.
Yeah, man, I saw this pop up, and I kind of read it, and I went, oh, that's sad, and hopefully he'll be okay. And then, of course, it comes out, well, wait, why the lag time on this story? Of course, talking about San Francisco 49ers head coach Kyle Shanahan got into a pretty severe car accident. Now, the way that it happened, they're still digging up details on it. It does look to be confirmed he did have his phone in his hand and potentially was using it. That being said, he was not listed as an at-fault person for this accident. Looks like a kind of a head-on collision. Somebody veered into his lane, and they're talking 40 stitches, eye issues, concussion, banged up, man. Really, really banged up in this accident. And, of course, you know, these days, and maybe it's always been this way, but when something happens, the news cycle's so quick with it, right? Somebody saw something, somebody got it on camera, somebody leaks it. This thing sat for 2 weeks before anybody found out. This thing happened July 14th, that he was in an accident. And that doesn't really happen. Think if it was a player. Wouldn't we know like that day that a player was, and you know, of course it begs the question. There are people out there saying, oh, well, somebody's covering something up. And I can't say I disagree. I can't say that I can 100% unequivocally disagree that somebody knew something and didn't let it out there. So,
well, clearly someone knew something before it was released, because when the San Francisco 49ers finally released their statement, Adam Schefter tweeted 1 minute later, and ESPN already had a story up within 2 minutes. So they clearly held it until after the 49ers made their announcement, and presumably some of the other local reporters also held it. The reporting is that they were asked, hey, can you hold off on this for a little bit? And there is an argument to be made that you can give that courtesy of waiting. You want to get a quote for the story, then you're going to have to wait. That quote that's embargoed until this certain time. So sometimes you do wait on stories until, it's authorized by the team. It's not necessarily bad journalism. What I don't understand in this story, though, is they were never going to be able to hide it. Clearly never. Training camp was going to start. Yeah. People were going to go, where is Kyle Shanahan? Or if he's there, what happened to you? I mean, they were going to have to address it fairly quickly. It would seem to me that the 49ers would just want to get that out as soon as possible so they can start the old news. Hey, that happened days ago. We've moved on to something else, rather than dump it right here at the start of training camp and create this big, cloud of what's going on that everybody is talking about. So I have no idea why the 49ers were so adamant about waiting 11 days or whatever it was to release this information when they knew they were never going to be able to hide it for very long. And also, we don't know that he did anything wrong. People get in car accidents. It's not necessarily a scandal of any sort. It's just something that does affect the 49ers that their fan base wants to know about, and it is newsworthy because of that.
Nobody, if a reporter had that story 2 weeks ago, nobody would have been like, dude, that's not your story to break. Like nobody would have criticized him. That's a reporter doing his job. If the head coach of the team that he covers was, taken in an ambulance to a hospital after a car accident, that's definitely newsworthy.
Yeah, and I again, the cover-up, if there is one, is always worse than the crime. Might I recommend he bring a puppy to his introductory press conference, like Mike Vrabel did the other day. You're not going to get one, but we're not going to forget everything that happened, Mike, just because you brought a puppy with you. Now, if it was a little kitten, I might have forgiven him, but I will not be duped with a puppy at a press conference. What? You saw that, right, Ben?
Yes, the puppy at the press
showing up with the puppy. What's next?
I mean, puppies are cute.
Puppies are cute.
They're distracting.
People are like, I can't get mad at this guy. He's holding a puppy. He brings Jimothy with him up to his press conference and just ends the universe. You're up, dude.
All right, let's move on to what happened last night at Comerica Park in Detroit. Tigers hosting the Orioles. Orioles up 8-5 in the 6th inning when a squirrel, like a black squirrel, got onto the field and started running around the outfield. Now, can't really play baseball with a live animal running around the field, so they had to stop the game for a while. Now, for me, part of the don't do this is there was a guy like holding the outfield wall door open to see if the squirrel would run like back through
the
it,
tunnel or whatever. Yeah.
But because he was standing there the whole time, the squirrel was afraid, so he wouldn't go. You have to find a way to hold that door open so the squirrel doesn't see you and will run back out. So the squirrel turns the other direction, and eventually they get like 13 grounds crew members. And Leody Taveras, the Baltimore Orioles outfielder, is there, and he ends up almost catching the squirrel in his glove, but like tosses it 8 feet in the air, and then it starts running again as they keep trying to chase it and throw towels over it. The game ended up being delayed for quite a while they figured it out. So that's all the don't do this. But the do this goes to DD Mega Doo-Doo. Sorry. I surprised you there.
Mega Doo-Doo.
Our friend Jason Benetti, who was on the call for the game and gave us a little Kevin Harlan-style play-by-play of the squirrel on the field.
The chase for the squirrel is on, and the squirrel is in the corner, and the squirrel is still eluding an entire horde of grounds crew members. And the squirrel's free once again. Hemmed in? No, I won't be hemmed in. I have freedom on my mind. Trying to go between the legs, and eventually he gets away again and hops through the towel and hops through another towel.
He's great.
They did eventually toss a towel on top of the squirrel. I think the squirrel just got tired at some point.
Of course.
Of running, and they took him out through the outfield wall, and the game was able to continue at some point.
That was Don't Do This with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
And I guess that was Don't Do This. All right, let's take a timeout. When we come back, the Padres did get some more help last night, even though they did not play in the wild card race. We'll go through some of the other results on a Monday in our MLB Reach Around. Stay tuned for that and more coming up with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Yeah, listen, if you guys are following Ben and Woods on Instagram, you saw a Instagram video I did last week. Went on down after the show and popped by to see my friends over at Sedano Ford. They've got still, man, their sensational summer sale, spectacular dollar down showdown. It's going on all month long at Sedano Ford in La Mesa. Stop by and talk to my guy Eli there, the finance manager. Will get you in the car or truck of your dreams. I couldn't be happier with my Sedano Ford truck, my F-150. I couldn't be happier. I shudder to think of never having one again. It's just, this is where I'm at now in my life. I need it. I need the space, and I'm so happy to do it. You could lease a full-size 2026 Ford F-150 STX, guys, for $1 down and just $459 a month. Again, $1 down. They got absolute 0% financing on select models, paired with 0 payments for 90 days, 0 for 90. They want to get you in there. They don't want to, they want to make it simple for you. Make the easy transition into getting the car or truck of your dreams. Check out, too, again, with $1 down, only $401 a month, the Ford Bronco Sport Big Bend, the 2026. See those things everywhere now for good reason. So these offers will not last forever. More details can be found at SedanoFord.com. If you want to, check out the inventory from work, go to SedanoFord.com. If you've got a little time on your lunch hour, pop down to their beautiful dealership there in La Mesa, and they will take good care of you. Had a Tier 1 reach out. He goes, I switched all of our service over to Sedano Ford because they do the best job, period, the end. So check it out today, SedanoFord.com. Don't forget to tell them that Woodsy sent you. He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Not that now.
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
Oh, that is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Woods, you may not be aware from Hawaii, since you were traveling yesterday, that we did not have Dennis Lynn on. He was under the weather.
Yeah.
And we will hopefully get him on later this week. But he did drop a new piece this morning that he wrote with Andy McCullough in The Athletic that kind of interesting. It's all about no trade clauses, especially this time of year, and how they can really gum up the works when it comes to potential trades. And, you know, Dennis's contribution was a reminder of the 2022 Juan Soto trade, which originally had included Eric Hosmer going back to the Washington Nationals, and some interesting little nuggets. He says for several hours, a furious round of lobbying ensued. Preller pressed Hosmer to accept the deal. Hosmer's agent, Scott Boras, explained that Washington could offer everyday playing time. As the deadline approached, Hosmer received a call from Padres owner Peter Seidler. In 2018, in the first big swing of his stewardship, Seidler had signed Hosmer to an 8-year, $144 million contract. Now he was offering Hosmer additional cash to accept the trade. Hosmer replied, "Peter, man, you've given me enough over the years." In the end, Padres and Nationals reworked the Soto deal to include Luke Voit. Hosmer became a footnote in a smaller exchange when he was shipped to the Red Sox, who were not on his no-trade list. But, of course, Washington was, and Hosmer did not want to go to Washington, D.C., and eventually he got his way, was shipped to Boston, and then was released by the Red Sox not too long after. Interesting historical footnote there.
Yeah, the gumming up the works is certainly a real thing, you know, certainly with Xander Bogaerts, if that's a name that you're interested in. My father-in-law, who I saw last night, is a big Dodger fan, and he said, "Oh, you got to trade Miller and you got to attach Xander." I go, "Yeah, I bet you'd like that, wouldn't you? Just a salary dump for the San Diego Padres again." But I don't know that that's something that anybody's going to be interested in moving forward. And you know, I said it's hard to have those conversations not knowing, you know, anything really about the new ownership group and what they're all about and what they want to do and how much they have to spend and how much they're willing to spend. And you know, salary dump to me is just a big white flag sometimes for an organization. And I realize, man, you have to be smart financially. We haven't been paying the piper a little bit now, but you know, I'm certainly not interested in giving up the best pitcher in baseball just to get rid of, you know, $25 million a year for a guy that, you know, still has to waive a no trade clause. It's hard to sell that to me as a fan.
I can't. I'm completely in agreement there. I mean, it makes the Padres worse in multiple ways. You lose Mason Miller. You don't get the level of prospects back that you should, because that, you know, exchange is for the salary dump part of it. And you don't really have, you know, someone way better to start filling in at shortstop. Yeah, you put Seung-Won Song out there, and no one's saying right now that Seung-Won Song is just so much better than Xander. I'm fine with Xander hitting in the 8 slot right now.
Yeah.
We've seen him get hot for a couple of months and, actually be pretty productive even over the last couple of years. Is he worth $25 million a year? No, absolutely not.
That's an expensive 8-hole hitter.
But that doesn't matter. You've already committed the cost.
Paid him, yeah.
I think your best bet right now is continuing to stick with Xander. Don't be stubborn and, keep batting him third. But at the 8-hole, if he's going to, get hot at some point, then you've lengthened your lineup. And he's been playing solid defense, and everyone seems to like Xander. Even though there was that note last week that was very interesting where Xander is superstitious and says he has to use the bathroom every single inning, which I kind of worried me a little bit when I saw that quote. Like, literally every inning you go use the restroom. You go to the bathroom a lot during the show, but that would be like 12 times a show that you went to the bathroom. He goes to the bathroom 9 times a game. Is that what Xander's saying?
I've done it.
9 times in 2.5, 3 hours?
3 hours?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
He's just like me, man. He must drink a ton of water to stay hydrated like I do. And, I'm pretty much every inning for us, almost every inning. Certainly that doesn't bother me so much. I'm and again, you never know how truly desperate a team is. And I mean desperate, right? We've seen desperation before. We've been desperate before. And we have overpaid. And I think, again, my point last week of whatever AJ decides to do, he better be the best at it, right? Like whatever wizardry you pull off, it better be, couldn't say no. Couldn't say no to this. Everybody has to be in agreement. But I think the needle thread for him is going to be really, really fascinating to watch. Can he land this plane while saying, no, because we're still very much alive. And we are. I'm sorry, man. I know it doesn't feel like it. I know it doesn't look like it. But the numbers tell you this team is in the hunt, period. They're in the hunt. They're a game and a half out of a wild card. That is the definition of in the hunt. And they've got, the Rockies and the D-backs that they're going to go head-to-head. They're in the hunt. Whether you like that, whether you think they're not, whether I think they're not, by definition, they're in the hunt. So how desperate can a team be? Will a team be? Look, you look at the Yankees, Benny, and that's all you're reading is the desperation. I don't know if that's desperation from the Yankees, or I don't know if that's desperation from national media to get Mason Miller to New York City, because it feels like a little bit of both. They just lost Cody Bellinger for 4 to 6 weeks. That changes things. It really does. Like, that changes from it can't not be deflating in that clubhouse, losing a guy like Cody Bellinger. How are you going to replace him? Now we're spinning our wheels trying to replace his bat and get Mason Miller and give up these prospects. Like, it's a really pivotal week this week, man, for a lot of teams.
Absolutely. And, the standings are ever important this time of year. So let's get to the update. It is time for our MLB Reach Around. Reach around. They're doing the reach around. Everybody doing the reach around. All right, taking a look around Major League Baseball. It was a fairly busy Monday, and we will start in the NL wildcard race where 2 of the top teams were going up against each other, and in a very exciting game, the Pittsburgh Pirates walked off the Arizona Diamondbacks 3-2 in the bottom of the 10th inning on a Brandon Lau walk-off infield single, and that knocked the Diamondbacks off the perch by themselves at the top of the wild card race. They're now tied with the Pirates, 1 game ahead of the Washington Nationals and 1.5 games ahead of the Cardinals and the Padres. So things are really bunching up. The Nationals lost to the Blue Jays 3-2. Max Scherzer made his return both to the pitching mound and to Washington. Got a standing ovation from the Nationals fans. Just went 2 2/3 innings, giving up 4 hits and 1 earned run. But Nationals were able to pull off that win, and the Cubs beat the Cardinals 7-3 as Alex Bregman went 4 for 5 with a home run. So even tighter now, Woods, in the National League wildcard race after the Padres had their day off yesterday.
I'm here for it, man. This is the chaos that we love if you're a baseball fan. It's tough when your team's in it, when they're right smack dab in the middle of the chaos, but this is the dream, man. Down the stretch, scoreboard watching, does it get any better than this?
Meanwhile, I mentioned it earlier, the second wild card is kind of back into play as well, as the Phillies lost again yesterday. The Marlins ended their 12-game losing streak with a 3-run rally in the 9th inning and a Griffin Conine walk-off single. The Phillies have lost 5 of 6, and I mean, you can't count out the Marlins. They're only a half game behind the Padres now, even after the 12-game losing streak, so they're still in it. They obviously need to start playing like they did a month ago, but they were playing good baseball a month ago. Elsewhere yesterday, the New York Mets got a huge game from Francisco Lindor, 2 homers, a triple, 6 runs batted in. They battered the Braves 14-3. The New York Giants, the San Francisco Giants got a good pitching performance from Tyler Mahle and 3 relievers, a 3-hit shutout in a 3-0 win over the Milwaukee Brewers. A big weekend for the Rangers and Skip Schumacher. They took 3 of 4 from the Mariners with a 7-3 win. Jock Peterson hit 2 home runs, and they have increased their lead now, Woods, to 2.5 games over the Mariners. And the Astros not that far behind either, but Skip still has the Rangers in playoff contention, and I'd imagine he's once again in contention for a Manager of the Year award if they do end up winning that division.
Well, and I imagine, too, that he's probably kicking down Chris Young's door every single day, saying, dude, like, look what we have. Look what we have. Look where we are. Imagine going into a playoff series and you got Jacob deGrom healthy and you got Kumar Rocker, who's nasty. Like,
Eovaldi.
Chris, you got to buy. I know it's maybe a year early than you planned, but whatever. You've got, we've done all this without Corey Seager. Like, this is a team that is playing good baseball. They deserve. He deserves some. I don't want him. I don't want him to get stuck on these teams every year where they're like, "Sorry, bud, we're about to sell off 4 pieces for the future." Like, he's such a good manager. Would have been a perfect fit here, and give this guy a shot to do something with some real players.
Elsewhere in the American League, the Red Sox just keep winning. All they got was a Ceddanne Rafaela grand slam, but it was enough in a 4-2 win over the A's in Sacramento. That's their 9th straight road win. They had the overall 15-game winning streak snapped last week, but they still are playing great baseball. 9 in a row on the road. The Yankees beat the White Sox 9-5, got a 3-run home run from Ali Sanchez of the New York Yankees. I had never heard of him either. So the Orioles beat the Tigers in that squirrel game 8-5. Baltimore hanging out in the wild card race, just 3 games under 500. They're not out of it. And the Houston Astros, as I mentioned, 4 runs in the 9th inning to beat the Angels 6-4, and they're right in it in the American League West race as well as the wild card race. I mentioned the moves yesterday, including the Cubs DFAing Jameson Taillon. I know the Padres are desperate for pitching. Taillon has a 5.92 ERA, which, by the way, is better than some of the Padres starters at the moment. He has allowed an MLB-leading 25 home runs this season. Now, some of that is Wrigley probably, but 25 is a fairly insane number of home runs to be giving up here in the month of July.
I think if Griffin Canning had been on the roster and pitching every 5th day, he would have given him a run for his money, is my guess.
Possible, yeah.
Yeah. He gives up a lot of long balls.
He does.
Wow. Whew, man. Bro, I mean, you've brought in every other scrap heap guy you can find this year to eat innings. And, if it's chaos you want, he's not going to cost you much. So, I think you might have to take a look at Jameson Taillon. Good dude, great story, all the above. Pitched really well against us in the playoffs last year, if I'm not mistaken.
Really well, yeah.
Really well.
3-1 win was that. I think he just went 4, but he shut us down,
Benny, what would we do for 4 scoreless innings?
I know.
It's like in this town, on this team, you throw 4 scoreless, they may retire your number at the end of the season. So I think you take a look, see what he's got, look at the underlying metrics, all those things that I know exactly how to fix him. He's throwing his cutter too much. Let's try this. But he's playoff tested. He's been there. What's it going to cost you?
Nothing right now. I mean, if you pick up his contract, he's got. I think this is the last year of his $60 million deal, so there's a few million left. Right. If he just passes through waivers, you can sign him for the minimum, prorated for the rest of the season. But any other team could also do that if they're interested.
And you could trade a player to be
very
named
low
later,
level
cash,
if you wanted him right now, or at this point, player to be named later. Speaking of Griffin Canning, he is still listed. The last time I checked, as the starter for tomorrow's game against the Rockies. That's the 110 start in the 2-game series. I'm still not convinced that we will see it. Based on Craig Stammen's reaction after last game, we kind of need to refigure things, is basically what he said. I would be surprised if Griffin Canning just trots out there in the first inning.
They've
Like,
tried to start
hey, give us as many innings as you can.
Opener.
It's
Like,
just
they've
that's
tried
all
it
they're
all.
doing now.
They should ask him if he wants to try to pitch left-handed. Just
All
give
right,
it a
we
shot.
are,
With chaos, true chaos.
We have 2 hours remaining. We will play a little Take on Woods in our next hour, try to qualify someone for the trip to Vegas. Jesse Agler will join us as the incorporator as well, back home to open a 6-game week at home. All coming up next on The Fan.
All right, we are halfway home on a Tuesday. Aloha, everybody. Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan. I'm Woodsy, and I am live from Kauai, Hawaii, my annual family work trip, I guess you would call it, here. And it's great to be here, though, man. It's still absolutely pitch black outside this morning.
It's 5 a.m. there now, right? It's 3 hours earlier? Yeah.
5:02 in the a.m. here. After a very, very long travel day, but so worth it. And don't know what the weather holds for us this week, but it's like I told the boys and Hannah. You'd rather, if it's pouring rain somewhere, this is the place to be. I mean, it's still just stunning. You can walk up and down the street in the pouring rain. It just doesn't matter. It's a magical, magical island. One that I highly recommend if you ever get the opportunity to come here. It's stunning. It's just stunningly beautiful. You feel like you're in Jurassic Park. You know what I mean? Like it's just mist over the mountains.
I believe they
beautiful.
did film some of Jurassic Park there as well. The Garden Isle, as they call it. It is home of the wettest spot on Earth, I believe. That gets the most rain.
A disgusting creep.
That gets the most annual rainfall on planet Earth. So you're not unexpected when you get some rain. But as you said, it's not unpleasant to be out in. You never get cold. No. It's just a nice feeling when you're there in Hawaii.
Yeah, it's the wettest spot on Earth. As my man so eloquently put it. Paul Reindel's our executive producer, and Ben Higgins, there he is, my buddy. It's beautiful. Boy, I noticed a couple things. And one thing, if you ever do come out here, they do it their way. They don't do it your way here. Okay. So it has been, I've assimilated very well, over the last, because we come out once a year, and now I know I don't really get upset. I'm just kind of chill. It's something about the minute you touch down, all of the, stress and everything kind of melts away, and you're like, hey, man, I'm on your time.
Island time,
except for at the rental car agency is a...
It'd be funny to do the show on Island time, like Woods just like 6:48 in the morning is just here for the show. Just very, very laissez-faire about keeping to schedules when you're in Hawaii.
The rental car scene at the Kauai airport is one that is... It's truly like, if you look at it from a sociological perspective, not as someone that is waiting desperately to get in a rental car after a 6.5-hour flight with 2 kids. If you look at it as a sociological experiment, it is one of the most fascinating things of your life. Everybody piles out to the street. You can see the rental car agency. It's 80 yards from the airport exit. You can see it. But they make you take a shuttle over, right? Otherwise, I think you would have to hop a couple of fences. I'm not kidding. You have to take a shuttle over. So you see it. There it is, the Oasis. And here comes the rental car shuttle. There's no ropes saying this is for budget, this is for Avis, this is for Hertz. So it's basically a mad dash to the bus, the rental car bus to take you to your rental car. And yesterday, Hannah and I were in line. We were like third in line. And all of a sudden, we look up, and solo Dodger fan, had pushed his way to the front of the line, which was not cool, but nor unexpected. The world even revolves around them when they're in Hawaii, amongst other people. Very shocking to see. So he gets in, and then some broccoli head and his girlfriend try to get in, and Hannah put the kibosh on it. Nope, we got a line here, bud. Get in. All these people are standing in line, waiting to get their rental cars. And the people working behind the counter, so I did something I wanted to do as an experiment. I started my timer. So from the minute we walked in the door, it was 37 minutes to get, here's my license, here's our thing, and then get in your rental car. 37 minutes, which is not the most, it's not the most, like he'll say, okay, I'll be right back. And then he'll walk 50 yards down to the printer. There's a printer all the way down. And in my mind, I'm trying to think how to be more efficient. Like printers are like $69. You get one here for this station, and you get one for her next to you, so she doesn't have to walk. So
Or maybe
then
just email me the receipt. That's fine.
email me the receipt. Email me the receipt. 100%. So we do get in the rental car. We do make it and hit the grocery store and then head home. And Hannah goes, "I'm going to connect to my phone." And I said, "Oh, okay," because we were trying the local radio, and I wondered, like, do you think people that live here full time, do you think they get tired of Hawaiian reggae music? Because it's all every shop you go to mostly is, yeah. Everywhere you go, you're just like, "Hey, how you doing? I'll get a chicken salad sandwich and chips. What do you guys want?" And this is every place
It's
they
the
go.
soundtrack of the islands.
Yeah, it's the soundtrack of the islands. But the most interesting part was we're flipping around local radio, and I would hear like a beat like this, just a island beat. And then it would be a song that I was familiar with. It would be like any song. Like, "The devil went down to Georgia. He was looking for a soul to steal." Like, they took every song.
But like, the music didn't sound like any of these songs. They just used the words over.
Yeah. They just put every song over reggae beats, and then, but every song. Like, there was like Metallica Unforgiven. Like, "You're unforgiven too." Like, it was unbelievable. Like, "New blood joins this earth. Quickly he's subdued." And I'm like, I know the words, but the music doesn't match up. So then we're driving. We're through Honolulu, which is where our house is, and Hannah's got the windows down, and she's blasting Bob Marley, "One Love." And I go, this is so embarrassing to me. What are you doing? Like, why are we blasting Bob Marley on the islands with the windows down? I'm like, could we look like more tourists if we tried? So yeah, just a couple of observations. But they're gonna bring you your food when they're ready. You're gonna get your check when they're ready. So you just better assimilate here, or assimilate or die. Well, look who's here.
I think
both my little guys are awake right now.
You have
Great.
nowhere to get to when you're in Hawaii, so there's no reason to be impatient.
None whatsoever.
You're just going from one relaxation to the next relaxation.
That's exactly. I'm going from the beach to the bar to get a drink to the restaurant. Boys, come over here for a second.
No reason to be in a hurry. Very early risers. I guess
how about that?
You guys are still on San Diego time a little bit, or it's 8 a.m.
Come here. Here's
Look
Taylor.
at the boys here this morning. Good morning, boys.
Hey, guys.
All fresh and clean. Now, they can't hear you, but the people can hear you. Say hello.
Hello.
Hi, Bo.
Hello,
Hi,
Taylor.
Taylor. I know you can't hear me, but have a
Hi.
great time on your Hawaiian vacation.
Ben says, have a great time on your Hawaiian vacation. Thank you. All right. Why don't you guys go back to bed, no?
No, it's not going to happen.
It is 8 o'clock at home. You're right. Go watch your iPads or something. You guys got your iPads? Yeah, you can watch your iPad. I don't care.
Don't tell me
I'm
that
working.
Mom's still sleeping at this
Oh,
hour.
She's dead asleep.
Really?
Dead asleep. Yeah, dead asleep.
I get up at 1 a.m. in San Diego is now sleeping in Hawaii.
Guys, I love you. I'm glad we got to do this vacation together. I'm sorry after work. We could blame Adam for that. I would love to join you. I would love to join you and be together on vacation right now, but I'm unavailable. Back on the chain gang I go. So here I go. I told Paulie yesterday, I said, Adam would have been great working like the head of like a chain gang in a prison, right? Like, boss, I'm so tired. It's like 150 degrees. He's like, it's fine, more. I just want more.
I need you to break 3 more stones. Then you can leave.
Yep. No. I know these memories. I know it's precious, and these memories won't last forever. I'll be in soon. Couple of hours. Okay.
Make yourself some cereal.
We can totally get this time back too. This doesn't leave. Don't worry about it. We'll be fine. It's all good.
Give them a couple more years, and you won't be able to wake them up for another 5 hours.
Oh, I know. Yeah, they already got the puka shell necklace. They've had it. They bring it. They wear it once a year when they come to Hawaii. Again, assimilation is key here. It's funny, man. You see, like, we went to the beach yesterday, and the bay is so beautiful. Honolulu Bay is just stunning. It's the Puff the Magic Dragon where it was written, and the rock formation looks like Puff, and that's where it was written. It's really cool. It's right by our house. We go swim there all the time. My kids get down there, you guys, and they're so excited, and they're like screaming, watch. And in my mind, I'm like, Like, calm down. People are going to think we're from Cleveland. Like, you guys live 30 seconds from this. Like, we're from San Diego. This is not this. None of this should be new.
Like, the same ocean.
It's the same ocean. We have a beach near us. People on the beach were looking over like, geez, where are these guys from? Akron, right? Like, and you'd think they'd never seen the water before. And it was just the funniest thing. I'm like, this is 30 seconds from our house. We could do this. We could do this 7 days a week feasibly if you wanted to. And nobody has any desire.
It's not the same when you're at home.
It's not.
It's just not the same.
Man. It's just a totally different thing. But, yeah, I'll be in later, guys. Just take care of yourself. It's fine.
Well, why don't we play a little Take on Woods? Then you can actually leave for a little while, and we can just wait until you're done.
Spend time with your family. A few minutes.
Go spend like 10 minutes with your family while we get Take on Woods. We'll do the contestant when we come back, and we'll text you when it's time for you to return and play your half of the game. So go ahead, Woods. Enjoy your vacation for 10 minutes.
Adam needs you to clock out, though, and then clock back in.
Let me clock out and I'll back in.
And then get back to work. If you want to be our contestant, we have our music, TV, and movie categories for you this week. Chance to qualify for your own getaway to Las Vegas and a $150 food and beverage credit at the Fontainebleau. Call now, 833-288-0973. 833-288-0973. We'll give you the new categories. We will play a little Take on Woods when we come back on San Diego's #1 sports station, broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios. We know how. It is 97.3 The Fan. First, though, I want to tell you about SDFatLoss.com. If you are planning to go, to the beach like Woods and perhaps want to take your shirt off from time to time, get that tan, you might not feel comfortable doing so. I know I felt that way about 3.5 years ago. That's when I found out about SDFatLoss.com. Gave the program a try, and it changed my life. I lost 40 pounds in 60 days, and I was not reliant on the GLP-1 injections. I did not want to do those. I knew the potential side effects. I knew the cost. I knew that you can never get off of those injections. You're probably going to gain the weight back. Didn't want to go down that road. So I thought, I can do this. 2 months, real food, steak, chicken, things that I like eating, and I did it. I made it. I lost up to a pound of fat per day, 10 to 20% of my body weight. That's what you can expect if you follow the SDFatLoss.com program. You can find out how the program will work for you by signing up for a free consultation at SDFatLoss.com. They'll tell you, I mean, you got to eat the right foods and the right times and the right portions, but other than that, it's doable. No exercise. They're not asking you to buy anything like shakes or bars. It's just great coaching and a great plan, doctor developed to supercharge metabolism so you can not only lose the weight, but keep the weight off. And when you sign up, take $200 off right now for the summer special for 97.3 The Fan listeners, all at SDFatLoss.com. That's SDFatLoss.com. Results may vary.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? This spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Got Jesse Aguilar set to join us at the bottom of the hour. Get his thoughts on the San Diego Padres after the weekend in Miami. We've got the picture of Stephen Woods, although he is currently away from his radio machine because we're going to play some Take on Woods here in just a second. But it is also, Paulie, the day that every NFL team reports for training camp. They will all have reported after today. So football season is here. Doesn't hit the way it used to, obviously, in San Diego. But for some communities, they've been waiting all offseason, like months and months and months for this day.
Yeah.
We probably won't pay attention for a little while at least. But it is worth noting that football season is back. We also have a contestant on the line. So why not get to it? Let's play today's game of Take on Woods. Take on Woods brought to you by Bay Alarm, security and fire alarms for every business. We got you, and we got Blake, I believe, today. Blake, are you there?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning. All right, you are our contestant for Take.
Caller.
All right, first time. Good luck to you. You've got full choice of all three categories this week. If you can beat or tie Woods, you will qualify for our grand prize monthly drawing, a 2-night stay at the Fontainebleau, Las Vegas, on the Strip, a $150 food and beverage credit, the Oasis pool deck at the Fontainebleau, 6 acres of elevated pools. You can win this 2-night stay. Visit FontainebleauLasVegas.com to book your own trip now. All right, here are your three categories. In music, we've got Say Anything, 5 song titles that include the word say. In movies, we've got Cosplayer's Delight, inspired by last week's Comic-Con, another Tier 1 Dexter category. Classic movie theme scores with some of the ones that inspire people to dress up at Comic-Con. And then TV, we've got Small to Big Screen, 5 television series that were later turned into major movies. So, music, Say Anything, movies, Cosplayer's Delight, or TV, Small to Big Screen. Blake, what would you like to play?
Let's do TV, small to big.
TV, small to big screen. All right, today's category, 5 television series that were later turned into major motion pictures? You'll have 60 seconds to answer as many as you can. If you don't know one, you can say pass. We'll come back to it if there's time left on the clock. First question is our 2-second TV theme song. Paulie will play you a clip of the TV theme. You need to give me that show that was later turned into a movie. Blake, are you ready to play?
All right, let's go.
All right, let's put 60 seconds on the clock. The category again in TV, small to big screen. Your time begins when Paulie plays our TV theme song. Good luck, Blake. Let's take on Woods.
It's impossible.
Correct. James Garner starred as a riverboat gambler in which classic ABC Western, later co-starred in the movie version starring Mel Gibson.
Maverick.
Correct, although it only ran for 6 episodes in 1982, which comedy later inspired 4 movies in the Naked Gun series?
Pass.
Robert Conrad and Ross Martin starred in which 1960s CBS show that was turned into a 1999 steampunk western starring Will Smith?
Wild Wild West.
Correct. Colt Seavers was a Hollywood stuntman and bounty hunter in which 80s action series starring Lee Majors. Ryan Gosling took over the role in the 2024 movie.
God. The Fall Guy.
Correct. Although it only ran for 6 episodes in 1982, which comedy later inspired 4 movies in the Naked Gun series.
Naked Gun TV show.
Yeah, that's not what it was called, but you did get 4 right. That series starring Leslie Nielsen was called Police Squad, from the Files of Police Squad. So you got 4 right. So, Paulie, go ahead and text Woods, and we will get him back to his machine. Here he comes. I see him approaching, wearing his Encinitas Goats sweatshirt in his Kauai vacation home. Hello, Woods. Welcome back.
Hi.
All right, we got a TV category for you. It's called Small to Big Screen.
Okay.
You are going up against Blake. Let's put 60 seconds back on the clock. Your time begins when Paulie plays our TV theme song. Good luck, Woods. Let's take on Blake.
Mission Impossible.
Correct. James Garner starred as a riverboat gambler in which classic ABC Western and later co-starred in the movie version starring Mel Gibson.
Maverick.
Correct, although it only ran for 6 episodes in 1982, which comedy later inspired 4 movies in the Naked Gun series?
Police Files?
Oh, close. Robert Conrad and Ross Martin starred in which 1960s CBS show that was turned into a 1999 steampunk western starring Will Smith?
Oh, God, what was that turd called? Wild Wild West.
Correct. Colt Seavers was a Hollywood stuntman and bounty hunter in which 80s action series starring Lee Majors. Ryan Gosling. Correct. 4 out of 5. Same exact score as Blake. So we got no losers. We only have Blake as a qualifier. And the ones you both missed, Police Squad was what that show was called that inspired Police Files. It's from the Files of Police Squad. So you were so close, but you both got 4 out of 5 right. So Blake, hang on the line. Paulie will get your information and get you into our drawing. Not bad, Woods.
Do you think in his infinite wisdom, the great Alex Trebek, the late great Alex Trebek, would have given me Police Files?
No.
I don't think you would have.
No, Alex Trebek was incredibly strict, as is Ken Jennings. I am much more generous than the Jeopardy host when it comes to some of the answers that I allow as correct here on this program. But no, it's Police Squad with an exclamation point.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
What do you have we ever really talked about it? What is your thought on the Naked Gun movies? Funny or too silly? You do love them.
Funny.
I think they're so funny.
God. I mean, well, 1 and 2, I think.
Yeah, I don't think I saw 3 or the new one. I haven't seen the new one with Leslie Nielsen.
The first one
with who took over the role?
Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson, yeah. It's funny that they have similar names, too. Leslie Nielsen and Liam Neeson.
And Liam Neeson. I watched a little bit of it. I enjoyed it. But, again, when you're putting it up, it's like the new Fletch with John Hamm. Watched the old Fletch again last night. Nothing's going to get close to it. But I love the first Naked Gun. My dad, man, it just brings back such good memories of me and my dad watching. Enrico Palazzo calling balls and strike. I mean, dude, that scene, the baseball scene, is so flippin' funny, man. When that pitch goes right down the middle and he goes, ball, it lays me out, dude. So I loved it. I thought it was great.
It's so corny. I mean, I mean, it's so impossibly corny that you really do let yourself just go. And you know,
I mean,
the Queen of England at a baseball game, and
nice beaver, thanks. I just had it stuffed is like the greatest thing that ever happened to me when I was a kid. Nice beaver, thanks. I just had it stuffed. I mean, it's just unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It's so good. She brings down a stuffed beaver. I mean, it's just so stupid and brilliant. So I loved them. I was a huge, huge fan. I'm surprised that they weren't too silly for you.
I mean, they were too silly, but I think I think they got so silly that I was able to actually enjoy it. Like I didn't need any pretension that it was at all realistic, which is nice. And I loved Maverick. I thought
I
that
did too.
was a good
God,
movie.
that was great. It was a great, great movie. That was a good one, Benny. Good job.
All right, let's take a time out. When we come back, we will have the Incorporator joining us, the voice of the Padres, Jesse Agler, here on a Tuesday. First, though, this hour on Ben and Woods is brought to you by GL Pools, the swimming pool experts trusted by thousands of San Diegans for 20 years. Baseball season is in full swing. So is swim season. Make sure your pool is ready. Call now, mention radio for 20% off new service plans in 2026. Jesse Agler coming up next year with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
Yeah, but first, gang, from the island, let me tell you, man, you know me, go on vacation. But if you are a owner, CFO, or an HR manager, hey, guess what? Your business goes on, and so do all the so does all the risk. So do all the gaps that happen throughout the year. Yeah, you may be over here on island time, but Super Sure Insurance will still be working for you. Wanted to introduce them. They are the super agency built for you, licensed in every state for your business insurance and employee benefits. So consider looking into them today, all with year-round support for you and your team. At supersure.com, you can access their tools like the fine print facts, translate your current policy into plain English so you can see what's covered and what's not, plus a business value calculator. You can estimate what your business is worth. You know what actually needs protecting. So feel free to go on vacation because you know you're covered with supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, all of your policies in one place. Go to supersure.com. That's supersure.com. Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency. He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please
Just a
don't.
little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Not that now.
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
Oh, that is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Ben and Woods brought to you by David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Padres open a 6-game homestand tonight with the first of 2 against the Colorado Rockies at 6:40. And, of course, Jesse Agler will be on the call for the game, and he joins us right now on our SDCCU fan hotline. It's not Big Bank Banking. It is better. Jesse, good morning. Say hello to Woodsy in Kauai as well.
Oh, maybe my favorite place on planet Earth. How are you guys?
Here, it's 5:37 in the a.m. here, but you're right. Is there any place better than this?
Maybe Kansas City in July after the All-Star break, but outside of that.
So, Jesse, I want to start with the trade deadline, but not the question that I think you're expecting and you're getting from everybody else. I'm going to approach it a little bit differently. Let's imagine a world in which broadcasters were treated the same as players. They are valuable commodities. You know, you draw fans in. A good broadcaster is very valuable to a team. What would have happened if, say, broadcasters could be included in trades? Like the Padres, AJ is discussing deals, and, you know, the Baltimore Orioles want them to throw in Jesse Agler, and you don't have a no-trade clause. How stressful would this week be for you, knowing that you might just have to uproot your entire family across the country and have no idea that it's coming until the last minute?
Well, I would have 10-5 protection. So I would be fine. I would have, like Hosmer a few years ago, I would have the right to veto any deal. So while I might not have a no trade in my deal, I've been in the league for 10 years, 5 with the same team. So I would be protected under the CBA from being traded without my approval. But if we put that aside, if we pretended like that wasn't a thing in this fantasy of yours. Yeah, no, it would be miserable, obviously, and that's why I always feel for these guys. It's such a tough time of year. But look, the players live a different lifestyle than the broadcasters, and the players that don't have the long-term deals, those 10-year, $400 million type deals, like the regular run-of-the-mill major leaguers. They live where they're from, or where their wives are from, or where they decide they want to live. A lot of guys, live in the Phoenix area or in Florida, or stuff like that, or in Texas, because they know that they're going to be traded or they're going to be signing with a different team every other year. So they put down roots wherever they want to put down roots. And, that's why they don't live where their team is. That's why they don't sometimes worry about putting big roots down where they're playing, because they know that that's a reality. And so, that's kind of their lives. And that's why they don't necessarily have their families with them, for the season. Maybe, the kids come out when school's out in the summer or something like that, for a couple of weeks here and there. But for the most part, their lives are at the place where they live, quote unquote, full time. And, baseball is like a seasonal gig for these guys in terms of where they live, because that's the lifestyle. Now, for broadcasters, it's different. We can't be traded like that. So I'm lucky enough that I've been able to put down my roots here in San Diego. My kids were born here in San Diego. I'm in the car with one of them now. This is the only place he's ever known. And so it's a different, kind of world, in part because we can't be traded like that. We're lucky. And so, yeah, I always feel for the players. But again, it's a little bit of a different thing. If I could be traded all the time, I don't know that I would live here, year round.
Yeah.
We might have a home somewhere else, and we'd be like, all right, this is where we live. And all right, if I get traded from San Diego to Baltimore one year, and I might get traded from Baltimore to Chicago the next year, so be it, because we know we're going to have our home, wherever it might be. And that's how the players are.
In 1948, Dodgers general manager Branch Rickey sold Cliff Dapper to the Atlanta Crackers of the Southern Association in exchange for one Ernie Harwell, by the way.
Yeah.
So that actually has happened. I don't know. I'm sure it's been negotiated out of baseball at this point, Jesse. But, we're talking to
Al
you last
Michaels.
week. Oh, was Al Michaels traded as well?
Remember? It was like when Monday Night Football, I think it was, or Sunday Night Football, whatever it was, it switched from ABC to NBC. Part of like letting Al Michaels go from Monday Night Football on ABC to Sunday Night Football on NBC, he was under contract, and so like they sold the rights to some cartoon along with him or something, like some old cartoon that it was part of that deal. It's pretty funny, yeah.
It's incredible, and it is that time of year where you have to be sympathetic to the human beings that these guys are. We do forget many, many times they are not machines. They are human beings. They have families. Kids are in school. I mean, it's pretty gnarly. Now they're handsomely compensated for it, but you think too. But the cool thing I think about the trade deadline for me is obviously covering the Padres. It's going to be interesting one way or the other. But when you see a guy get a chance, Jesse, maybe to go play for a contender, and of course the name I'm thinking of is Mike Trout. Watched him play, put on the game last night or the night before, I can't remember. Beats out a chopper to first base, steals a bag, scores a run, and I'm sitting here going, I would love to see this guy get a shot somewhere. Hell, maybe I'd love to see him get a shot here with the San Diego Padres, but he'd have to waive that no trade clause. That's the part of the deadline that I love the most. Guys getting an opportunity to go win a ring.
It is always neat when you have a guy like that, who sort of never had that shot, that all of a sudden gets vaulted, onto a contending team or onto a great team. With Trout in particular, it's such a fascinating case because presumably he's had 1,000 opportunities to end up in that spot, both in terms of free agency and in potential trades over the years. And I mean, my understanding is, he's turned down opportunities multiple times over the years. I think it's been fairly well, documented that he kind of is content with his situation there, and that he's sort of, prioritized, playing his career there and being a part of that organization over everything else. Not to say, that at some point push might not come to shove and he might not decide, you know what, enough's enough. I want to go try and win, before my body breaks all the way down here. But, that's certainly his right. And if that's the way he wants to handle his career, and if he wants to be a franchise icon above all else, I understand that. We had a guy like that in San Diego, and you can certainly understand the merits of that and what it leads to at the end of the career. But yeah, you never know. Like there might be something that clicks in your brain at, that one day, and you go, you know what? All right. Like if they call me and they say, hey, this is the situation, this is the team, this is the year, and you go, you know what? That's it. All right, I'm in. Let's do it. And you're right. You never know if this could be the trade deadline where that call gets made to that guy, and he's like, all right, let's do it. I'm in. And that would be one of those earth-shattering kind of things that could happen in baseball.
Talking to Jesse Agler here with Ben and Woods. And Jesse, Padres sweeping the Marlins over the weekend to finish that road trip. And I saw quotes after the series from Jake and Fernando Tatis and others basically saying that we think, hey, we're playing our best baseball of the season now, or our best version of baseball. From your perspective in the booth, do you feel like the Padres are now figuring out the best version of themselves?
Offensively, I don't think there's any doubt. I think early in the year when they got off to the great start, a lot of the games they won, and it's funny because they're getting ready to play Colorado again, and I remember a bunch of the games against the Rockies in April. It was like, how on earth did they win that game? They had the back-to-back walk-off homers, Bogarts the slam, and then Cheats the 3-run homer. And then the last game between the teams in Denver, they had the crazy late rally in the ninth inning. Cheats had another big 3-run homer against them. They were just winning all these games where it was like, how are they winning these games? They were just, pulling off remarkable victories. That's how they were winning so many games, as so many people I know remember early in the year. But right now, I think the offense is, kind of the best version that we've seen.
Oh, and we lost Jesse.
Oh, there we go.
Right.
Oh, you're driving through a rough spot, it sounds like.
All right, when you get out of the tunnel, Paulie, put him on hold for a second. And when he comes out of the tunnel, hopefully we'll get Jesse back on because we still need to give him his incorporator word. The letter Q is coming up today. But I agree with him. When the Padres were winning, they were pitching kind of above their level that they should have been. But they were also bad offensively for a lot of those games, and then at the end they pulled it out of the fire many, many times. Had they not done that, we would have been talking about a team that was probably like at 500 going into middle of May and June, and not 11 games above 500 because they won so many of those Woods back earlier in the season. Did we get Jesse back? Okay, I think we got you back on, Jesse, and I think we pretty much agree with what you were saying as well.
Right. Right now, I think the offense is the best we've seen. The pitching feels a little, like right now they're just piecing it together very creatively, very impressively, to do the best they can. Look, I don't think there's any doubt. These guys, these players, they see it kind of the way I think a lot of us do, which is that, they're trying to, prove that this should be a buying situation, to the front office. They're trying to say, hey, we're gonna race to this. I don't want to call it a finish line of the trade deadline because there's a lot of baseball after that. But we're going to race to this pole, in this race, and we're going to try and show everybody that they should go out and go for it, and win as many games as they can between now and next Monday. And the offense is doing their part. The pitching creatively is doing their part. But there's still plenty of question marks that are out there at this point. But I look, to me, no doubt, the offense right now best that it's been in 2026.
Talking to our pal Jesse Agler here on Ben and Woods this morning. What do you think about this Detroit Tigers chaos theory that they're using on the mound? Listen, desperate times, desperate measures, all of that. But
yeah.
I mean, you do what you have to do. They've been certainly more creative this season, I think, out of necessity than they have had to be in the past. We'd all love to run a team where starter goes 7, then you go to your 8th inning guy, then your closer, and call it a wrap. But that's not how this team is constructed. I don't know what it's going to look like next week, but this week in particular, it just feels like you are on the razor's edge, Jesse, of a mistake, and it's tough. It's got to be tough to manage, got to be tough to kind of stomach. What are your thoughts on the chaos theory that they're using?
Yeah, I look, you can do it, but you don't. I don't know that you can do it forever. You can do it for now, but you're going to need help, and that's the needle that AJ is going to have to thread between now and Monday. I think at some point you're going to have to get something out of either. You're going to have to get help from somewhere else. You're going to have to get more from somebody at some point. Yeah, like to ask all of these guys to do all of this for literally 2 full months of the regular season and then into October. It's asking a lot. Is it possible? Sure. But I think, it would be asking an awful lot out of a lot of people. Plus, you're going to need to get, continued, 6-ish out of Buehler and King every time out, to make it work the other 3 days, and maybe into the playoffs the other 2 days. So, look, it's creative. I think it's very much the right call right now, all things considered. But it's Razor's Edge is a really, really, really good way to describe how it all feels. I love that they're doing it. I love that they're approaching it the way they are right now. It feels like the right way to handle things leading up to the trade deadline, certainly, because you're just trying to get to that point and then kind of reassess where you're at. But that's sort of the fun of it, because now you're giving AJ the opportunity, I think, to cook, and let's see what he brings out of the kitchen, come Monday.
All right, Jesse, why don't we give you your incorporator before you drop off your kid at camp in Death Valley or wherever you're heading to right now, and we lose you completely. We have to. It's the letter Q. I mean, we have to do it. What's your word? Here's Rosie.
Quahog.
Quahog. It's it's an edible marine clam.
What is a quahog?
A quahog.
A quahog.
All right, seafood, got it.
Seafood,
got it.
Seafood. Not that hard. Just it's just
not
funny.
difficult, but just funny.
What is a quince?
From White Men Can't Jump when she was on
nice,
Jeopardy. Yeah, what's quahog?
Nice throwback.
What is a quail?
Jesse, have a good broadcast. Have a good week. And next time we talk to you, we will be post-trade deadline. You will be in Arizona for a critical series against the Diamondbacks next week. So we'll look forward to that.
And I'll be on my regular phone. I apologize.
No worries.
All good,
no
brother.
worries.
No, you're good,
It's
buddy.
summer. We're all on summer schedule. Woodsy's not even on his regular radio broadcasting equipment in Hawaii. Jesse Agler, our incorporator, joining us on our SDCCU fan hotline.
He said he was on kid duty this morning, summer camps. He said it's been a morning. So
Oh, yeah.
I get it. All good, man.
Oh, yeah. Camps. Man. Dude, this is going to be interesting next week. So Tuesday will be the day where we can kind of go over everything that happened on Monday. What time's the trade deadline? Monday,
3 p.m. our time, noon Hawaiian time.
Okay, noon Hawaiian time. I remember it last year. I was at the hotel here, did a little video for Adam. Now, here's what's interesting. We've broken this trip up. On Sunday, we fly to Oahu, and we will be staying in a hotel. Now, my family, me, Bo, Hannah, and Taylor, will all be in one room. I don't know what I'm going to do as far as broadcasting Monday, Tuesday, and I think we leave Wednesday, I think. And I think I'm back in on Thursday. I don't know where I'm going to broadcast from or how it's going to sound. So that could be a potential monkey wrench that we have to overcome.
No, Oahu's a busy place. I mean, there's probably a good
Find a
Starbucks like at 3 a.m. and broadcast live from there. I'm sure they would enjoy having a live radio show from the restaurant.
Well, I'm thinking about asking the people at the front desk, hey, this is what I do. This is what I need. Is there a room somewhere that I can set this up and go do a show? So we'll see. Oh, that's a good idea. Dub says just get another room and charge it to Odyssey. I'm sure.
Any quality hotel, and I'm sure you're staying in a nice place. I mean, you wouldn't take your family to a not nice place. Has a radio studio dedicated for guests who are traveling,
Yes.
I think. So
Yeah,
hopefully you'll just be able to use their radio studio that they have for you.
I just need one little area. And obviously I'm not going to do the show with my kids and wife asleep behind me at 3 o'clock in the morning. So
I like Tony's idea. If you can get like some sort of battery pack and you've got your hot spot, just head out to the beach and lay out a towel and just do the show right there out on the beach.
I got to drag my laptop out there. I don't know. It sounds like a lot of work. But
in the middle of the night.
I will. Yeah, in the middle of the night. By the way, I'll make sure to find something at the resort that we're staying at. But yeah, definitely can't do it from the room. So that's going to be a whole new set of challenges for me and Paulie to get through on probably Sunday. Paulie, we will get through this one.
Can you?
Excellent.
Yeah. Can you imagine having to do the show in like just a regular hotel room with 3 other people in it with you in the middle of the night? That would
buddy.
That would be cause for divorce, I think.
Get your heads right on a Tuesday.
We had such a great trade deadline yesterday. I can't believe it.
Tarek Skubal is a San Diego Padre.
This is crazy. Yeah, maybe from the bathroom. Hey, it's Woodsy live from the crapper. Bring that bit back. It's been a while. Should have brought that back this year. Plenty of nights spent in there watching this team this year. But yeah, so we'll cross that bridge when we come to
Give
it.
us your best guttural whisper to start the show. All right, we will come back one more hour. Woodsy may actually see the sunrise in the final hour of the program.
Coming. I see it.
From Kauai, we will get a Rondell report, get some headlines from Paulie coming up as well. Let's get to it. Ben and Woods continuing next on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. All right, final hour of Ben and Woods on a Tuesday morning. What's wrong,
Look
Woods?
behind me. Look behind me.
What? I don't see anything at the moment.
You don't?
Hi, I see something in the moment.
Oh, there she is.
Hi.
Hi,
There
Hannah.
she is. Good morning. Say hi to
She's
everyone
hiding.
watching on the stream.
Hi.
Yeah.
Don't worry, there's only like 1,000 people watching you right now.
Yeah. What's what are you doing? Get out of my suitcase. This is insane.
Wait, she's already doing laundry? You just got there.
Yeah, bro,
What have you even worn so far?
The plain gear, right?
Okay.
It's disgusting. Went to the beach, and now she's in here. She goes, "Oh, this is what your suitcase looks like already." I said, well, so there's this extra room here, and this is where I broadcast from. And I told her, I said, I'm just going to put my stuff in this room, and then my stuff in this bathroom, so I kind of have my area here. But I knew she couldn't keep herself out of my area and out of my suitcase, so she's already upset that my suitcase is a little unkempt. So she was in here kempting it, I guess, this morning, as she's been known to do from time to time.
Interesting. I mean, there's no reason she has to even check on that. You can you can keep it however you'd like it over the course of the trip.
One would think.
Now, at some point, you might be sorry if you don't keep it up, and
right.
And you'll be in a world of hurt by the end of the week. But
she does not adapt to the island mentality very well. You know, the slow down and relax. You know, but
then again, I think a lot of us would say if your worst problem is someone badly wants to do your laundry for you, then you've
tough.
set yourself up pretty well in life.
Yeah, no question. No question.
I got one announcement from the Padres yesterday. They did reveal that they had signed all of their 2026 draftees except for 17th round right-hander Denton Lord. The teammate of first-rounder Coleman Borthwick did not sign with the Padres. He is going to honor his commitment and go to Mississippi State, as he had indicated before the draft. But the Padres thought, well, let's take a flyer on him anyway, see if we can sign him. Not much to lose with the 17th round selection. Padres also signed 9 players to undrafted free agent contracts. Most of the guys getting around what they were expected to get. Coleman Borthwick was a little under slot. Elliot Lascelles, the shortstop from Canada, a little above slot, I believe. A few other names in there. Fourth-rounder Alex Conover got $500,000. Seventh-round second baseman Joe Ciroli, $225,000. 18th-round catcher Mark Quattroni. He could be our incorporator word today. Quattroni. Got $250,000, little above slot for the 18th round. So, for the most part, what we expected with the Padres, draft picks and some undrafted free agents as well.
What is a Quattroni?
Well, what is a Quattroni? He's the Padres catcher of the future, potentially. We kind of knew that about Lord. It was dicey at best, and for him, he's like, no, I can do better than a 17th round. I'm going to go to college and try to get drafted. You love him so much, try to draft him next year.
Which some teams do. They draft guys twice. They draft them, they don't sign them, they go to college, they draft them again, sign them later. That is always a possibility. All right, let's get to some headlines today. It is time for the Rondo Report.
And get things started here with our today's edition of the Rondo Report.
Now tuned into the greatest.
Welcome to the Reindl Report with Paul Reindl.
Hey guys, it's Paul here.
Hi, Paul.
All right.
2 stories from the world of sports that we haven't gotten to yet.
We'll start off in Major League Baseball.
And 1 story that you didn't know you needed.
Are you laughing, biatch?
It's the Reindl Report.
Hey, Paul, how you doing?
Okay, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing today?
Okay, how are you?
On 97.3 The Fan.
Are you ready to bless the mood? I need some help, please.
That was good.
Can I get a oh yeah?
All right.
All right.
All right.
All right.
All right. Aloha.
I just opened the window, Paulie, so that maybe you guys can hear the cock crow outside. There is.
You got a cock outside of your window right now?
Right outside the window, man, and has been. It seems that we saw him first yesterday. And he's very loud, and he's in one centralized spot.
How big is this cock?
It's pretty big, and it seems like he's trapped. So after the show, I'm going to go look and make sure he's not trapped and yelping for help. But he is up, and he is crowing, and it is no joke.
This is the time of day for him.
Jimothy the cock.
Yeah, Timothy. That's good. This is the time of day for him. So continue.
All right, we will get started. I actually want to get started with a little shout out and a PSA. Shout out to my wife, Megan. She is under the knife right now having Mohs surgery. She's having like a cancerous basal cell carcinoma on her face, hacked off. She's already gone through the first couple of waves. They like carve thin layer by thin layer of your skin on the spot there where the basal cell is, and they I was reading up on it yesterday. They take a microscope and they go and look at it like layer by layer until they can't find any trace of the bad stuff. Relatively minor procedure, but she's going through that right now. And it's the PSA to, if you have anything that you're not sure about or questioning, go to your dermatologist. It is important.
I would like to report that all of my lesions or whatever, moles they took off, came back benign, so I'm good to go for another 6 months until I go back to my dermatologist. But good PSA, Paulie. Are you planning on standing by her despite this procedure? You're going to stick with her after it's over? Or
I mean, look, we'll see how much damage has been done to her face.
See what it looks like. The moneymaker.
We'll decide if I want to stick around. She sent me a picture of like a bandage on there. Yeah, we'll see. But no, she's doing good. She's in good spirits.
Yeah,
and,
I've heard of the Mohs procedure.
Yeah.
I just imagine like Jersey Mike's and the deli slicer, just like really thin.
Yeah. It's really hard not to
slices
think
one
of that.
after another. That's really the only thing you can kind of picture.
But your face. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's.
So your lesions are all okay, is what you're telling
good.
Our audience.
I came back clean. They gave me a clean bill of health until my next visits.
No more lesions or boils for you.
Just odd marks that are on my skin.
For me, it's the hair just continues to grow out of my nose and my ears. I trimmed yesterday, and I'm full. I don't understand what is happening. The older I get,
it's less of a medical problem than a grooming problem, I think.
No, I'm just telling you, I'm grooming. I'm grooming on Monday. Tuesday, I have a nose full of nose hair again. I don't understand.
Do you have the electric nose hair trimmer? We gave one away in our golf tournament once. I still use that occasionally, although
I've got a good one.
I still don't know exactly how it works. I just stick it in my nose, and I still have never totally figured out the proper way to use that electric nose hair trimmer.
Did you guys cover the story of the woman scratching her foot with the fork yet?
No. What?
You did not?
This sounds very Rindle reporty.
I didn't know what you're talking about.
All right, you're going to have to do some research. There's a lady caught in a restaurant, takes her shoe off, grabs a fork off the table, and starts scratching her foot with it in the restaurant. It's perhaps the most disturbing, repulsive thing that I've ever seen, and I'm surprised.
Oh my God!
Have you seen it?
Is it her fork at least?
It's her
or is it someone else's fork?
But like you're at a restaurant and you took your sandal off and you grabbed it. Are you watching it?
God,
no.
That makes me want to throw up.
I don't want to watch
it. So disgusting.
Holy.
So disgusting.
That is gnarly.
So, yeah, it's something you may want to look into.
I will. Try to have a full story for you tomorrow morning. All right, let's get started.
I'm surprised it wasn't in the prep service.
I saw nothing of that. That is wildly disgusting.
Gives new meaning to fresh Parmesan. Anyone?
Why would
by the table?
Yeah.
More like an Asiago, maybe. Ben, what do you think?
Yeah, it's got a funk to it.
Got a funk to it. Yeah.
Gross. Okay. Well, on that note, we'll.
I was on a cruise. I'm sorry.
It was on a cruise.
Yeah, even worse.
So then you have to stay around. It's not like you see her once at dinner and you never see her again. Now you have to see her every single day.
You're like,
it's foot fork lady.
I think you got to throw them. They got to go overboard.
They throw overboard. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. All right. Let's start off in college athletics. Ohio State recently, I think today actually, announced a new corporate partnership with J.P. Morgan Chase. And I saw this story and I go, good for Ohio State. The rich get richer.
Right.
So what they are doing, I think this is the first of its kind. Pete Thamel from ESPN is reporting this is going to be one of the biggest non-apparel corporate deals in college sports history. For about $17 million a year, JP Morgan will be paying to Ohio State, and every single uniform in the athletic department, not just the football or basketball program, every single sport at Ohio State will have a JP Morgan Chase logo on their chest or on the sleeve or whatever. total complete branding for Chase with Ohio State, $17 million a year, which I don't know what the books look like. I'm guessing that's more than like everything San Diego State Athletics has in their account.
For NIL, yeah, I think that's more than both their football and basketball NIL combined for the whole year. Just for one deal for one patch that goes on everything.
Yeah.
Now, you do have to live with that. Now, every single bit of apparel, like what about the swimming and diving team? Are they going to be able to put that on the Speedos? Like the Chase patch goes on absolutely
Probably on
everything.
the swim cap.
Everything,
Maybe.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's a serious deal for Ohio State.
Big deal, big money. College football, as it remains the Wild West right now, they're going to go after it as hard as they can. And let's be honest, that's absolutely their job. They're absolutely doing their job to the best of their ability when you close a deal.
The Padres have had the Motorola patch on their jerseys for several years. I've gotten used to it, I guess.
I kind of like the
there.
Motorola patch.
It's better than like the Dodgers that says Guggenheim on the side.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
No, interesting though. I mean, San Diego State, like I still remember, and it's like, I don't want to make it sound like we're talking poorly about it, but remember when the CEO of Blenders gave a $5 million, over 5 years, so it was $1 million a year. Like that was a huge deal for San Diego State athletics, in particular the basketball program. And I go, they just made one deal with a national branch or national bank,
17 a year,
and they're getting 17 a year. It's just
crazy.
Yeah, I think the Aztecs are doing a good job for their level.
Right,
they can never compete with the other level, and
it just shows the discrepancy between the top. The blue.
Yeah, I mean, technically you are competing against Ohio State. Yeah, not in the conference, but if you ever get to the NCAA tournament, you'll play their basketball team or baseball team or other sports. You face Ohio State, and they're truly in a different category completely than a Pac-12 now school like San Diego State financially.
Well, it's crazy because, colleges have been doing this for years, and now it's just out in public, right? And now you get to act, instead of just going $17 million a year under the table, now we actually get to put our patch on your uniform and brand our brand with your brand. We are co-aligning brands. And, I think some people respect the transparency of college football now, but I think other people, you can get yourself into a headspace where you're like, my favorite team will never be able to compete. A lot of baseball teams feel that way sometimes. So, welcome to the program.
All right, let's see here. Where to next? All right, we're going to switch gears over to the NBA. Got a follow-up on the story. Remember, we talked about it last week. The Miami Heat employee who had scheduled a LeBron James introductory press conference for the Miami Heat on their YouTube channel before any announcement was ever made. It was taken down, and I believe the reports were that the staffer was fired by the team. I don't know if that was official or not. I don't think the team doesn't typically put out statements on social media employees,
right.
But
we have fired our social media employees.
Right. Now, when a big story like LeBron James switching teams happens, within the next week or so is when you start to get all of the storylines that led up to it, all the behind-the-scenes stuff. And I was reading from ESPN, Ramona Shelburne, one of their best NBA writers. She was writing about the relationship between LeBron and Bob Myers, who's running the Sixers now. He was the GM or president of the Warriors, so he started their dynasty. He's now in Philly. And so she was writing about how it all came together, and there's one part right here where she said, where did it go? It just refreshed. I am so sorry. The website just refreshed on me. She was talking with Rich Paul and said even he had no idea which direction James was leaning until the two spoke in depth on Thursday night, and a final decision was made at 10 a.m. or 10 p.m. on the West Coast, 1 a.m. on Friday morning on the East Coast. And then she writes, which is why the saga of the poor Heat staffer, who sources told ESPN had scheduled vacation for this week and was trying to get ahead of work that could come up if James indeed chose the Heat, was so amusing to Rich Paul and the small group of people that James confided in during his process. Quote, did anyone really think LeBron was going to do a press conference? He didn't even, like he said, when he was a Laker, he didn't meet with the media until the first day of training camp. So he doesn't even do press conferences. So that's what kind of threw them off guard. But the little nugget there that this poor employee was just trying to get ahead of some work and schedule some stuff in case it happens.
Being proactive.
He was trying to work ahead and help future him out while he was on vacation, and he ended up getting fired for it, apparently.
Again, as somebody that goes on vacation but doesn't actually take a vacation, how hard is it to send that tweet out from wherever you are? You know what I mean? Like, working ahead is great. It's great.
Bring your laptop. You just be like, oh, man, major news. Hey, babe, I'm going to be back. I'll be back in 10 minutes. I just got to go run upstairs. And
I need 10 minutes. I need to get a graphic, and I need to tweet this out. But, yeah, I don't know if it cost him his job. That'd be kind of ridiculous if it did.
I think so, right? I mean.
But I don't know, dude. It's so hard. Like, I saw the Pat McAfee thing over the weekend when I was there. Like, guys, what do we believe anymore, right?
We didn't talk about that. I saw that. He said something on his show the day LeBron signed.
Yeah.
Him and his guys on the show, they were talking about the odds for LeBron, because that's turn on the TV or whatever. All you see now, it's Polymarket, Kalshi, or whatever. Everything is betting. And they were talking on the McAfee show about how, I got a text from Shams this morning that says, you're going to want me on the show today, meaning, of course, LeBron is signing. Now, he didn't know with who and exactly when, but then you get that nugget of information. McAfee admitted to then going and hammering LeBron to sign with, I imagine you place a bet with all 4 teams, and if one of them hits, you're covered on all the other 3 losses. And I go, that's inside information that he had. I don't know if he's doing anything technically illegal. Ben and I were talking about it.
What's illegal anymore? What's illegal? There's nothing illegal.
I mean, it's insider trading for sports, essentially.
Right. But, it's just the craziest. I don't know what to believe anymore at all. I do feel like all of these guys have a piece of these businesses, and they are going to manipulate things in their favor to make money. And I think part of me is slightly jealous, and part of me is slightly disgusted, and part of me is slightly overwhelmed with it all.
I don't know. I mean, if you found out information in advance and you also knew you could bet on it and win money,
right?
Do you feel like that's an ethical violation? To me,
here's the thing.
To me, you're taking money from Kalshi or wherever it is that you're betting. It's like, that's on them. If they aren't being careful with what they're putting out there, then that's their responsibility to know, hey, we can't put a bet out on something that other people can find out, or we're going to lose a ton of money. That's the risk they take to try to make money off of you by placing all those wagers. So if you happen to get the edge on them, it's like guys who are counting cards in the casino. It's like, hey, if I figure out a way to beat your game that you're trying to make money off of me, why is that a problem all of a sudden that I have figured out a way to make money off of you? Because you're certainly trying to make money off of me.
Well, it's cheating.
Well, hold on. So, Ben,
it's like counting cards.
It's not cheating. Counting cards is not cheating.
But, Ben, what about this? Hey, man, I know a guy, and he started a company, and he's about to go public, but they're also getting a second round of funding.
There's a law against that. There's an insider trading SEC law when it comes to stocks and companies, but not gambling.
But I'm just trying to make money here. Is that I'm talking about ethical, right? Like, is that ethical?
I would say that is unethical because you are hurting other investors.
But what about Adam Schefter having a piece of a prediction market, owning a prediction? Adam Schefter owns a piece of a
That's insane. When I found that out, I had not heard that until you mentioned it a couple of days ago. Like, that's crazy to me. He can absolutely influence stuff with his power.
Yeah, it's wild. And that's why, for me, I'm not saying it's right, I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm saying everything is confusing now, and I just don't know what to believe anymore. I really don't. It's hard to wrap your head around this actually being okay, but here we are.
Is that it? Are we done?
Yeah, we're up against the clock here. All right, that was better than whatever my third story was going to be.
Let's take a quick time out. When we come back, one of our show friends is just determined to try to get Mason Miller traded. I'm curious as to why, and I'm also curious as to some of the names. You guys have a lot of minor league baseball cards. If any of these minor leaguers would be of interest to you from a bunch of teams and proposed trades that are out there, we'll get to that coming up next. Ben Woods broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios. We Know How on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGE 0000466. For a full list of games and rules, play at 7 Mile Casino. Visit 7milecasino.com.
Always comes up this way. Yeah, I
it
mean,
always works.
You know, if I have X-ray vision and I know a 10 is coming up on my next card, is that cheating, or am I just better than the house in a game like that? I don't know what the answer is. I don't have X-ray vision, so when I go play California-style blackjack or Texas Hold'em at 7 Mile Casino, you can rest assured you're playing a fair game against me because I have no edge on you whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm at the mercy of the cards and the draw myself, my friend. Not great with the numbers, but certainly love to play California-style blackjack. There's Texas Hold'em, there's Pai Gow Baccarat as well, but it's more than just that. It's, first of all, proximity is great. 7 minutes from Petco Park. Can't beat that. Very easy to get to, very easy to leave when it's time to leave, right? It's super easy. Walk out to your car and go. Smoke-free environment as well. Friendly people, great food.
No debate on the Kung Pao chicken. One of the best I have ever had. You can get it on the 24/7 Players menu, which is available all day at Sammy's at 7 Mile. Not a lot of 24/7 options throughout San Diego, so place you can go get a bite to eat, whatever hour. Getting off work, relaxing a little bit, and then stay, play cards. Great card with great dealers, great comfortable chairs. Got views of San Diego Bay. It's fantastic. Check it out today. 7 Mile Casino, just 7 minutes from downtown.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Ben and Woods brought to you by David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Sometimes, especially in this gig, you get dug in on an opinion and it's hard to break yourself away. Like when you've been arguing something for so long, even when it stops making sense. Our friend Ryan Phillips from Sports Illustrated last week wrote a piece that basically argued it was imperative for the Padres to trade Mason Miller. It would be malpractice if A.J. Preller does not get the biggest potential haul at the trade deadline for Mason Miller.
Yep.
Well, since then, Padres sweep the Marlins, a game and a half out of a playoff spot. I don't think it's nearly as obvious as Ryan makes it out to be. I have no doubt that he is still a dedicated Padres fan, and I respect his opinions.
He may not. I mean, he may not be wrong.
He may not be wrong.
He may
either.
not be wrong.
But
That's
I think
the thing.
things have changed a little bit, and the reporting is now definitely leaning toward more that the Padres are planning on keeping Mason Miller.
All
He
right,
though has
But that's the so a 3-game sweep of the Marlins shouldn't color your opinion enough to make you completely 180, right?
No,
Do
that's
a
true.
complete-
That's true.
Complete reversal, right? And I'm kind of what we said it the other day in the street, Benny, before we swept. Had we swept them yet when I left? It was Sunday.
Yeah, you probably had.
I think they had won. Yeah. And I said, you asked me how I felt, and I just said, I don't know. I don't know. And it didn't completely change it for me. I still look ahead at what we got and the manner in which they've decided to try to win baseball games. And I just think to myself, that's not sustainable. Now, I don't think I ever agreed with you have to trade Mason Miller or your franchise is cooked for years to come. I don't think I agree with that. But I can't fully disagree with him in that you may not ever get a better package back for him.
Yeah, and he may be proven right in the long run. If you don't trade Mason Miller and you don't make the playoffs and, this was your best opportunity to get a haul, he may be right. But today he's kind of doubling down with 4 potential trade packages. And I don't really recognize any of the names, but I don't follow the minor leagues as closely as you guys have started to do so, as you've been looking for, diamonds in the rough in baseball cards and up-and-coming baseball players. So he's proposed 4 different trades with 4 different teams, targeting some of their top minor leaguers for teams that definitely need a closer, like the Seattle Mariners. Mason Miller to the Mariners. Padres receive right-handed pitcher Ryan Sloan, shortstop Felnin Celestin, and outfielder Juan Rijo. Anything doing for you guys with the names right there?
Going to need Kate Anderson instead of or in addition to Ryan Sloan, who is a really good prospect. Not super familiar.
Second-round pick in 2024, Double-A, pitching fairly well this year. Padres do need higher-level pitching prospects for certain in their organization.
Bro, that's a team I'm absolutely always looking to trade with is the Seattle Mariners. They fleeced us a couple of years ago getting Munoz for Nola, but they have they've got, they got guys at the back of their rotation would slot in tomorrow as our 2 with control. So Emerson Hancock, I think he's got 4 to 5 years left to control, and he's good. And they got Brian Wu and George Kirby, and they just churn these guys out one after the other. Kate Anderson, Ryan Sloan. So I'm always looking to deal with Seattle for arms.
All right, the other 3 deals are even bigger with the Milwaukee Brewers. It says Brewers receive Mason Miller and Adrian Morejon. Padres receive infielder Luis Pena, outfielder Braylon Payne, and right-handed pitcher Jaden Dubanowitz.
Yeah, you're not even close with those 2. Buddy.
Jesus Mate is going to need to be
there. He thinks that the Brewers will not give up Jesus Mate.
Well, sucks to suck.
But
you want Morejon and Miller?
Pena is a 19-year-old infielder who likely won't stick at shortstop, but has an elite approach to the plate, creating hard contact and developing power. It doesn't feel like enough.
I'm long on him.
You are.
He and Jesus Mate, yeah.
I know we need things to talk about. This seems wildly ridiculous. I just can't see Morejon and Miller being packaged in the same
All right, well, how about
trade.
this one? This is the Pirates, Morejon and Miller. And from the Pirates, the Padres receive right-handed pitcher Seth Hernandez, shortstop Darryl Morel, third baseman Murph Gray, and shortstop Wilton Guerrero Jr.
Murph has just moved up into the top 100, and Seth Hernandez is an absolute G, but he just got hurt, an oblique. So long on him, long on Murph. But again, I mean, you're talking about the two best arms available out of the bullpen for one. So you're going to need.
You want more again, and none of these guys are big leaguers. I kind of thought maybe you'd get a big leaguer back in some of these deals. Finally, New York Yankees. You know that they want Mason Miller. They received Mason Miller and catcher Luis Campusano. Padres received shortstop Dax Kilby, right-handed pitcher Carlos LaGrange, left-handed pitcher Henry Lelane, right-handed pitcher Ben Hess, and shortstop Steven Martinez. Sounds like a poo-poo platter. Since you're in Hawaii, that's what they call appetizers. 5 prospects for 2 players, including Mason Miller.
Yeah, LaGrange, you're going to need George Lombard Jr. in there. LaGrange is interesting. Hess is interesting.
He thinks the Yankees are unlikely to include Lombard Jr. in a deal. Now, he may be wrong, but if that's the case, that teams aren't willing to offer their top prospects, A.J. Preller, is he the only GM that's willing to offer top prospects in deals like he did last year?
I mean, there's a lot of prospect huggers in the big leagues, aren't there? There's a lot.
There are.
There's a lot. And you know, as somebody that goes pretty deep on some of these guys, what are we hoping? 3 guys hit, really, out of like 60? Like, and that's, on all teams. Like, prospects are prospects for a reason for now. They're 19 years old. A lot can happen. But, yeah, man.
I need more. I'm sorry. I need much more. I think much more. I think much more. Those proposals aren't even close for 4 years of control of Mason Miller. It's going to cost you nothing.
But yeah.
3+, but yeah.
Fair enough. Okay, 3+. But you see what I'm saying? Like, I always look at these trade proposals of what are you hoping? Like, what's that player's ceiling? And it's always the guy that you already have, and you're like, well, if you're hoping that the best that this guy could do is like Adrian Morejon, it's like, well, you already have Adrian Morejon.
And again,
he's a rental.
Again, I like Ryan, and I have no reason. I mean, he's guessing like the rest of us. He is being conservative, though, in what he thinks the Padres can get back for Mason Miller. But I can tell by the reaction in our YouTube stream and just my knowledge of the Padres fan base that if any one of those 4 deals was pulled off, people would be really unhappy.
Yeah.
They would feel really unhappy about what they got back from Mason Miller. Maybe in 3 years you'd go, oh, well, it turned out to be a good deal. But there would be a ton of criticism and grumbling about A.J. Preller of what he did. If any of those deals are the ones that, and sounds like, Ryan Phillips is eager for some of these, but Padres fans would not be happy about that.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the package would have to choke a rhino. You know what I'm saying? Like it'd be one where you're like, guys, I had to do it, and that you'd have to look at and go, yeah, I mean, he had to do that. Like just like whoever the GM of the A's last year, they didn't want to give up Mason Miller at all. They were happy to give up J.P. Sears, I'm sure, but they did not want to give up Mason Miller, and they did it. Why? Because you offered Leo DeVries, and really probably the only GMs on the planet that would do that. Not saying that's right, not saying that's very smart. But you got Mason Miller in return and a lot of years of control, and now you have that chip, so you don't have to cash it right now.
It needs to be like the Soto trade. I think is probably the most comparable to like a Mason Miller quality like level of pitcher, but. The Soto trade, you got guys, they were not low level, but they were minor league guys, but you were expecting them to help you out, whether it was like immediately or very soon, not 3 years down the road.
Right, not 19-year-olds.
No, I can't do that. Like I need, we got Michael King, we had a backup catcher in Higashioka, and guys in Vasquez and Brito that actually contributed. He flipped Thorpe for Cease. Like I think I need more than just guys that we're hoping one of them, does something in 2029.
Yeah.
I think ultimately for me what this exercise was about is not criticizing Ryan, who, again, is just doing his job and throwing chum out there on trade deadline week. Tons of writers do it. It's the realization that Mason Miller is probably not getting traded because any deal that we would consider to be reasonable from a Padres side is not one that other GMs are generally willing to do. They just don't want to step up and offer the guys like Jesus Mate or George Lombard Jr. that it would take to get Mason Miller included in a trade from the San Diego Padres. So unless another GM turns into A.J. Preller this week and goes, I must have Mason Miller and nothing is stopping me, then I'm almost certain that Mason Miller will still be a Padre next Monday afternoon.
It took Leo DeVries to get Mason Miller. I'm starting with your number one prospect if I'm A.J. Preller, your top guy, because we gave up not just our top guy, but he was number 2 in all of baseball.
Now, 1 year less of Mason Miller since last year, so that does decrease somewhat the
Too bad.
value.
How bad do you want him?
How bad do you want him? The Mariners are 2 games out of a wild card right now. Again, what is a closer and a setup man going to do for them? Who knows? But I know there are other teams out there that certainly are.
Now, they're
are
further
feeling,
out of a playoff spot than the San Diego Padres right now.
Yeah, which is crazy. And do they want to mortgage their future? And again, you got a closer that's incredible, and you have a few months of a setup guy in Adrian Morjon that's incredible. But if I'm them, I'm probably not going. All right, take Sloan and Anderson and our top prospects across the board for those 2. I just don't think I'd pull that off on either side.
I mean, a couple of those proposals had Morjon and Miller together.
Which is
think
nuts.
about being the other team in that trade.
Oh,
You're
my God.
you just got the best lefty and righty in baseball for relievers.
8th and 9th are done.
No,
You're done.
it's none of those proposals would fly for that package.
Robert Murray appeared on Foul Territory yesterday, and his quote was, A.J. Preller absolutely loves Mason Miller. We know that. He thinks there's less than a 10% chance that he actually gets traded here at the deadline.
I agree.
But then again, Padres go 1-5 this week. It could change the equation.
Right.
Again. So, like 100%. You said, Woods, kind of have to wait and see what happens over the next few days. All right, we'll take our final timeout, come back, wrap up the show, get you ready for the Michael King appearance tonight against the Colorado Rockies. All coming up next with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Not that now.
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
Oh, that is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Final segment of Ben and Woods, just wrapping up the hypothetical Mason Miller trade conversation. ESPN, their panel of experts coming up with potential blockbuster deals, including Paul Hembekides comes up with a Mason Miller to the Brewers trade for Josh Adamczewski, Braylon Payne, Bishop Letson, and Sal Frelick. I mean, he says that would be a healthy one for San Diego, but he says the Brewers don't have to give up any of their top 5 prospects.
Yeah,
I mean,
sounds great.
How are you getting Mason Miller and keeping all 5 of your top prospects at the same time? That makes no sense to me.
Yeah, you're not. It's not going to happen. It can't happen. That's. It doesn't need to happen. There's no necessity for it to happen, and it shouldn't happen. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say a deal like that will not happen.
All right, Padres.
I think that's fireable, actually, if you do that.
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
I just can't see something like that taking place in the next few days. It helps if the Padres continue to win. They will go for their 4th consecutive victory tonight at 6:40. Battle of Michaels. Michael King for the Padres, Michael Lorenzen for the Colorado Rockies. This is a game you pretty much kind of have to win. You've got the advantage on the mound. Michael King hasn't been perfect, but Michael Lorenzen has really struggled, and the Rockies have continued to be the Rockies. Better than last year, but still the worst record in Major League Baseball.
He's 3-9 with a 6.53, Ben, in 100 innings. his Savant page would look like mine. Like it is, you almost couldn't draw up a worse Savant page, which means, oh my God, the Rockies will get us for sure, because it's the Rockies, and they are truly my most terrifying team every year. I get so nervous for these games. I'll be out here watching it at 3 o'clock this afternoon, 3:40 start time out here in Hawaii, which is nice, but Lorenzen is a guy that you 1,000% have to beat. You have to beat him, period.
He's given up 2 or fewer earned runs in 6 of his last 8 starts.
Great.
So the trend has been better. Now, actual runs, the Rockies' defense isn't any good either, so he's given up more unearned runs as well, because the Rockies don't do him any favors. But
think about how bad he had to start to get that ERA down to 6.53.
But last time out, like, he was at 7.22 to start June, and he's got it down to 6.53. That's despite his last outing was not a good one. 3 2/3, 6 earned runs against the Washington Nationals. His last time out. Now, some of that is at Coors Field. Last one was at Coors Field, and the numbers do appear to be better away from Coors Field. But again, Michael King has been far from perfect, but he's been mostly effective, and they're going to need to do that against the Colorado Rockies, who do have a couple of dangerous batters.
They do.
Hunter Goodman, absolutely one of the better guys in the league.
Trade for him?
33 home runs or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I assume Colorado's still trying to build around him rather than trade him, but I don't know what the situation is now.
I'm reading they're looking to trade Hunter Goodman. I would like very much to take him off their hands and just make the switch, make the call today, send him right over to the Padres clubhouse. Would be fantastic. Mickey Moniak also is another name that's been rumored to the San Diego Padres, and he would be a nice addition as well. So they are open for business. Don't know if they'll trade in the division, but at this point, if you're the Colorado Rockies, you're playing for pride. You're playing to squash the hopes of the San Diego Padres. That's what you're suiting up for tonight, is to go out and play spoiler for the rest of the year.
You haven't really been squashing anyone else's hopes lately if you're the Colorado Rockies.
Well, I mean, don't they have like an 850 win percentage against us in the last 10 years? That's how I feel, at least.
It's not true.
Probably different.
There was one year where it was bad, but last couple of years, Padres have dominated the season series against the Colorado Rockies, so they have to keep that going tonight. And it's just a 2-game series, so quick night game, day game, and then the Padres move on to a 4-game series against the San Francisco Giants. Padres are 6-1 against the Rockies this year.
Good.
Now, as Jesse reminded us, a couple of those were pretty dramatic, come from behind, walk-off type victories. Xander Bogaerts' grand slam, Gavin Sheets' 3-run home runs. You'd rather not put yourself in those kind of situations where you have to steal one from the Colorado Rockies. Do a better job scoring runs early against Michael Lorenzen, get their lesser relievers into the game when you already have a lead, cruise to a victory rather than have to fight tooth and nail to the 9th inning.
100%, dude. 100%. Let's spin it once before we get out of here.
Last couple of minutes. Paulie's going to spin the topic wheel for us.
Oh, hang on.
He's going to try to spin the topic wheel for us. There it is. I hear it. It is choppy. It is
sounds janky today.
It's a little WD-40, but
yeah.
What is the most peaceful part of your day?
Ooh, man, that's good, Paulie.
My morning drive to work.
That's up there.
Yeah.
That's really up there.
It's quiet, dark.
Yep.
Not a lot of cars on the road. I usually gather my thoughts for the show. I just got a fairly decent night's sleep, hopefully, so I'm in a fairly good mental spot. I feel fairly calm on the drive to work in the morning.
I'm with you. I think it's a really good answer. I've I started up again doing yoga in the morning. It's about 9 to 10 minutes. Very, very rudimentary, basic yoga, but a lot of breathing, a lot of stretching. I put the red light on in the room. It's a very peaceful time for me. Also, that moment of the kids get down, they're going right to sleep.
Oh, that's a good one for a parent.
You get in bed and you just pull the covers up and you go, that's more of like a release than peace, but it is.
When you're a parent, especially with kids your age, Woods, and you peek in and they're both like sound asleep.
It's the greatest.
It is one of the best feelings you can have going, they are definitely out. I can like breathe out for a second. I don't have to worry about them. They're safe. They're asleep. If you want to rest, you can. If you want to do something fun for yourself and watch a show or whatever, you feel like I have time at this moment.
Now, Paulie, you're pretty much just covered in peace and quiet all day. So I don't even you don't even get to answer on this one. Yeah. Like he's just covered in peace. For me, mine will come today in about 5 minutes. I will walk out to the patio. I'll sit in a chair. I will drink another cup of coffee, and I will watch my kids hunt lizards and geckos in the front yard. And that will be, and I will put the Beach Boys or something on my phone, and I will sit in utter peace and silence for maybe for like at least hopefully they give me 15 minutes of a reprieve to decompress.
I know I'm not allowed to answer. If I was able to answer, I would have. Yeah, it would have been a combination, though. I'm right there with you guys. I don't have much of a drive anymore. I used to have a 20-minute drive, though, and those mornings were great. That's become a morning neighborhood walk with our puppy. I've enjoyed that. It's kind of
dog walk is good too. Yeah,
gets the blood flowing a little bit. You get a little fresh air. It's a good way to start the day.
Ben and Woods brought to you by David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Brett Boone on a Big League Wednesday tomorrow at 7:35 on our SDCCU fan hotline. It's not big bank banking, it's better. Woods, enjoy your day in Hawaii. For Paulie, I'm Ben, Braden, and Frank next year on 97.3 The Fan.